It's the end of Thursday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh is back. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 203, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Jamie, you're right.
I forgot something again, guys.
What'd you forget,
I can't even get my glasses. I can't even read the damn computer screen. I looked up and it was all blurry. I'm like, what? Yeah.
It's so funny, too, because Jamie, Jamie likes to talk, right? Like, Jamie's kind of the mayor.
Yeah.
He knows everybody.
He does.
He's chopping it up with everybody. Hey, how you doing? You know, he's very authentic, okay? This is not a situation where he's inauthentic, right?
Correct.
But he's chopping it up beforehand, and then, inevitably, he forgets his headphones, he forgets his pen, he forgets his pad of paper, he forgets his glasses, he forgets
his rundown,
his book of live reads, like... And Mike Ryder's got to save his ass.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
One day he
Thank you,
forgot
Mike.
everything.
Yeah.
You know what? I left everything.
Yep.
Like, did you know we were doing a show?
And then he's so hot-headed about it. The one time I grabbed his headphones, put them on. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put them right there on the keyboard so my man sees it. Almost killed Alex Ferrario that day.
He was very upset.
Jamie Rivers almost decapitated Alex Ferrario.
I thought I took my headphones.
Yeah.
Touch another man's headphones.
He was hot.
So's Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn dealt for 5 innings last night. Shoved it right up our tailpipe, boys.
Did he ever?
Jamie, you took Cincinnati.
Look at you
I
guys.
took the team total over. We complained about Lance Lynn even starting a game last night. Huh?
And what did he do?
Shoved
I told you.
for 5 innings.
I told you. Huh, Jamie? You didn't believe, did you?
Not at all, actually, Carey. Not at all.
Didn't. Yeah. He had a good game. Just what the
did.
Cardinals needed.
He was on fire. I was watching him pitch. I'm like, where the hell has this been all year?
That was my
Like
response.
the fastball, high, up, strike.
Guys.
Throws the one curveball. He's only thrown 3 all year, apparently. Strike on Ellie De La Cruz, albeit.
Fastball had movement. One, had the little slight rising
The hard part is
fastball to it. Like, geez.
the hard part is when Lance Lynn pitches like that, along with the burly look on him and all that, the FU that he gives all the guys. Like
His glove on his head, walking off.
Walking
more,
off.
don't you?
Yeah, but
You want more.
no, I don't know.
It leaves you wanting more.
I wanted
You
that
want
in
more.
April.
That's a lot.
You want more.
That's a lot. However, it makes me like him. I'm like, yeah, I like this guy. He's got some fire. And then I'm like, but he stunk like all year. I can't be a prisoner of the moment, Anthony.
What have you done for me lately?
Look, he was good last night. I didn't expect him to be good. He was good. So let's give
only
him
5 innings, fine, but still he was great.
let's give him his due, because we spent a full segment yesterday bitching about how he was starting the game. So I don't want to be a hypocrite. Lance Lynn pitched well. Jamie, get out of my head though, because that was my response last night watching. I'm like, where was this all year? Where was this Lance Lynn all year? That, all right, give me the ball. I'm gonna go out there, shove it where the sun don't shine. I'm going to walk off this mound. You can't touch me. Like that version of Lance Lynn. And don't tell me, he got hurt. He stunk before he got hurt. So here we are again in September when the games kind of matter, but not really.
Yeah.
And certain guys start to perform well.
So that they can get re-signed or options picked up? Possibly.
It's like the quarterback that people like in fantasy football. He's actually a good quarterback. No, he's always trailing, and he racks up a bunch of yards in the fourth quarter, and you think he's good because he just won your fantasy game. He's not.
What if it's both? Can he be good and be good at fantasy?
Sure.
I'm just asking.
His name's Patrick Mahomes.
No, Mahomes is awesome in all 4 quarters. I'm more referring to Kirk Cousins.
He's not a good fantasy quarterback, though.
Not right now. No.
Marshy?
Not at all.
At some point.
Marshy.
He's got numbers.
I've tasked Carey with one guest. He's going to reach out and try to get this one particular guest. It's a surprise. Hopefully we can make it happen. I'm tasking you with getting Kirk Cousins on this show for us, please. I know Anthony won't be rude to him. I know that. Anthony's a professional, and Anthony just, his football irritates him, but I would just love to have Kirky on these airwaves.
I take the
How great would that be?
Jamie, you're right, though. I take the Randy Carricker approach when it comes to guests. And Randy is, this always resonated with me when I learned this from Randy. You treat guests as if they're a guest in your home. If they're willing to spend some time, come on your show, it would be a situation where I would have the utmost respect for a man that has made a lot of money for some pretty average play. You know what I mean? But I would respect him if he came on these airwaves.
You better.
It's been good enough. It's been good play.
Thank you. I'm glad that you said it's been good.
It's been good play.
It just hasn't been good enough.
It depends on who you ask and when you ask him.
But you still got to respect the fact that he's playing in the NFL.
He is.
Absolutely.
And he has
100%.
figured out how to make a ton of money.
Yes, he has.
Guaranteed contract after guaranteed contract. I'll take the franchise tag. Give it to me twice.
I mean, he's no Chase Daniels, but still.
Yeah, well,
that guy really figured it out.
Yes, he did. You're right about that.
He can get paid and don't have to play, I think.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'd take that deal.
Right now.
I was paid, and I was supposed to try and play, and I didn't play. Imagine if they said you don't have to play.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
The Cardinals right now are up 4-1 on the Cincinnati Reds. Pretty good start here from Sonny Gray, who went 6 innings, scattered 2 hits, only allowed 1 earned run, struck out 9 while walking 2. Game has got to the bullpen. Cardinals look good right now. Mason Wynn hit a home run in the 3rd. The Reds tied it up in the top of the 6th, but from that point, it's been all Cardinals. Newbar hit a sacrifice fly that scored Wynn, and then Brendan Donovan touched seats and scored Thomas Saggese, who, congratulations, hit his first major league hit. Collected his first major league hit. Little duck snort.
Who's that?
Broken bat. Well, I don't know if it was a broken bat, but Saggese hit his first hit.
Guys, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I like that guy. I like Saggese. He's a couple of big plays. Today he had a massive diving play to stop a base hit. Illy De La Cruz came off the bat like 112. He dives over, makes the grab.
Yeah.
Throws him out. But he little backstory on him. Jimmy the Cat had him on before the game talking about things, and he's very close with his mother. His mother passed a couple of years ago and whatnot. He got emotional in the interview and whatnot. But, this is the kind of young player I want. He works his tail off. He's thrilled to be in the majors. He's got upside. He's playing second base, shortstop. His bat plays. I don't know. I like him. I like it. I like the young guys, and I like what they're bringing to the team right now.
I agree. I mean, you got to give these younger guys an opportunity. He got his first hit today. Just give them an opportunity to see who they are and what they are. Is this season over? Probably. It's 6.5 out in the wild card. I said
6.5 is a lot, Carey. Some people think it isn't, but it
7
is.
7 and 8 is more.
It's a lot more. It's a lot more. But 6.5 is still a lot.
It is. And it's hard to make up ground if you're that far back. But
correct.
Sorry?
I said
yes.
correct.
Okay.
I thought you said creative crap.
I thought that's what I didn't know.
No, I tried to say correct and something else, and I don't really know what happened.
That happens.
The hamster fell out.
So, I'm excited about these young players getting opportunities. It is what it is right now with the Cardinals. I know they're winning 4-1. We should be excited. It's the Reds.
You're not very excited at all, Carey. What's wrong today,
at this
Carey?
point, I don't even care if it's the
Oh,
Reds.
Anthony, hang on. What's wrong today, Carey?
I'm a little fatigued.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
We're walking down the hallway, coming to see. He's like, "Oh, I'm tired." So I whapped him.
He did hit me.
I did hit him.
I did get the juice.
I wanted him to turn and want to fight me.
Yeah.
Get the
I just
juices
kept
going a little bit. What's that?
I just kept going.
He just kept walking. I got a little energy out of him.
Yeah.
But I expected, I give him up. I was a pretty good shove,
It
too.
was.
Pretty good shove.
I just kept going.
And he just kept going.
Yeah.
I was trying to do the program
I don't
thing,
like-
you know,
I don't like
slap
that.
him in the face.
Yeah.
Slaps me, and I spit in his mouth.
Hit the shoulder pads.
Yeah. He was not having it, though.
Nah, I just kept walking.
All right,
But I'm okay. I'm a gamer.
Well, we know that. We're not worried about that, Carey, but we do care about you.
But, yeah,
You
we
know?
care about you.
I appreciate you
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
That's why Cardinals, they can take a back seat.
Well,
If you need us, we're here.
we can talk about it off air. Okay. I'm kidding.
Carey's like, I've been meaning to tell you guys,
Guys,
something.
let's go to break.
I don't like either of you. All right.
Don't make me sick.
Yeah. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Are the Blues not flashy enough to warrant the nation's attention, the national media attention?
Spicy.
Yeah, it is spicy. That's next on 101 ESPN. to Fastlane on 101 to ESPN. The Cardinals are still up on the Cincinnati Reds right now at Busch Stadium. Jojo Romero has entered the game. Sonny Gray, outstanding early on. The game has gone to the bullpen. So the Cardinals now will look to win this series against Cincinnati. What's up, Jamie? What's going on?
Nothing. Just what are we doing, Anthony?
Carey,
We got blues.
Carey's trying to do his job here. There's another grown man underneath him over here.
Well, is that Drew? Drew's trying to work on the
Drew's
camera
trying to work.
situation.
But it's an awkward thing to look over and see.
We are
I
having
just
some.
didn't want Drew to pop up out of nowhere and then,
Drew, do me a favor. Pop your head up slowly. There you go.
Can't see him on the camera.
We are having some difficulties on YouTube right now,
Oh,
so
my goodness.
Yeah.
it's all good.
So now you're getting the full studio vibe here.
Yeah.
Just creepy to me. All right, the Blues, by the way. So the Athletic put together the NHL rebuilding teams ranking, and the Blues were 14th. I'll read this. St. Louis is stuck in the middle right now as an organization. The Blues have a decent NHL team and farm system, but neither are very strong, and there are questions about what their long-term strategy is. They have the pieces to become a potential bubble playoff team, but I don't see how they get past that level.
Who wrote that crap? Dom?
Let's see here. It was Corey Pronman.
Yeah, him too. Him and Dom should go on a vacation. A long one.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, like, a couple months, guys. That's all.
Well, listen.
During hockey season.
Are the
Yeah,
Blues
okay.
are the Blues not flashy enough to
course
be
they're
on
not.
like the national media?
Anthony, they're
level?
not flashy. Were the Blues flashy the year they won the Stanley Cup?
They flashed that ring.
They did, but hear me out. Like other teams like Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Gabriel Landeskog,
No, you're right.
Austin Matthews.
Superstars and all that.
The Blues had Tarasenko, who's a good player, really good player. Ryan O'Reilly, really good player. Alex Pietrangelo, one of the best defensemen in the league, but not a Norris Trophy candidate. Vladimir Tarasenko, not an MVP or top scorer. Ryan O'Reilly, he was a Selke Trophy winner, which is fantastic, but still not flashy,
Yeah.
right? So it doesn't bother me that the national perspective is the Blues aren't flashy. Well, good. That means we're going to have a team that works hard because I can show you flashy teams. How about the Toronto Maple Leafs? Is that enough flash for you?
They were really good a long, long time ago.
Yeah. And they're really flashy, right?
Yes.
How many? They've won one playoff round. So the flashy doesn't mean better. As far as young prospects go, I would argue that the Blues' young prospects are solid players.
Yeah.
They project to be long-time NHL players. Some of these flashy pieces, like even Trevor Zegras in Anaheim, he had his battles last year.
Yeah, they wanted to trade
They
him.
wanted to trade him. This is like one of the flashiest young players in the league. Oh, Mr. Michigan, the puck. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, kid, it's not a skills competition. You're actually going to have to learn how to play the game, too. And he almost got shipped out because they're like, we can't deal with this kid. He doesn't play defense. Like, you think Jordan Kyrou suffers defensively. Go watch Trevor Zegras for a couple games. So,
Yeah.
I don't mind them thinking that the Blues aren't flashy.
Right.
Now, where I do push back is the pipeline. This is the strongest the pipeline has been in a long time for the Blues. Just think about it. As your roster sits right now, it doesn't even include Zach Dean, Zach Bolduc, Dalibor Dvorsky, any of those guys. Jimmy Snuggerud, Lynn Stein on defense, Otto Stenberg. That's 7 players I just gave you. They're not even a part of the group that we're looking at right now. So I think the pipeline's just fine, quite honestly.
Yeah, going back to your point about that 2019 team, there's a lot of people that think, at least in the 21st century, that's the worst Stanley Cup team to win the Stanley Cup in the 21st century. But to your point, that's a team that came together as a team. You needed every single part of that roster to win the Stanley Cup. And the one thing that I push back on from this ranking, it says there's questions about what their long-term strategy is.
Yeah.
I think Doug Armstrong's been pretty clear with what their long-term strategy is.
I feel like Corey wrote this 2 years ago.
I was going to say about a month and a half ago.
He
2
banged
months
his
ago.
head and just found the information again. And I was like, oh, I'm going to
Forgot
put
about
this
that
in.
Well, he might have got confused too. Like he
Apparently.
maybe thought it was a Cardinals article or something like that.
Said, hey, what about St. Louis? Oh, yeah, the Cardinals.
Yeah,
lack
don't
of
know, quit
vision,
playing.
pipeline questionable. And somebody's like, "Hey, It's an NHL article. He's like, screw it. I already wrote it.
I already pushed it. So, but no, listen, this is where people like Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, they don't care. They don't care what the Athletic has written. I don't care. Quite honestly, the only athletic people that I enjoy are Pierre LeBrun and JR. Mm-hmm. Apart from that, like, so each team has a pretty good person, but from the national perspective, I feel like they're so out of touch with all the teams. Even the teams that they like to fawn over, they're out of touch with them. Like, they're not realistic. Yeah. So when I see an article like that, like, I guarantee Doug Armstrong, he didn't even bat an eyelash. Okay, that's good. Next article. Mm-hmm. Like, just doesn't care. Yeah. Because it doesn't, what they write doesn't make it reality.
No, I agree. You know, here's the thing too. When you talk about like the national perspective on things, how many people are watching all of the games? You know, to really have an understanding of the entire league, you do have to dive in. But I think a lot of times they rely on statistics, or they rely on what they're hearing. You know, other people are what other people are saying to them, opinions of others, and they kind of cast it off on as their own, because they have to cover the entire league.
Well, what they do, I can tell you this because I've been around them for a couple of years, and last year traveled with the team. Every building saw these people, and they grab people, even like me. Hey, what do you think about this kid? You know, well, did you not watch him? No, you're going to take my opinion, right? Correct. So when they ask me about somebody, a St. Louis Blues player, odds are, I'm being honest, but most of the time I'm going to highlight the good things. Mm-hmm. And say, he's got to still work on his defensive game, got a little stronger, you know, be a couple of first steps could be a little faster, but he brings this. So, wow, yeah, he's good. So then you go to the Calgary TV guy or the Rangers radio guy. What do you think you're going to get?
Right.
And then they claim it as their own.
Yeah.
It's just like when they fabricate these trades. Like Binnington being traded, Parayko being shopped. No, that's somebody in the building that they go to that says, man, the Leafs, they really like Binnington. Mm. Yeah, I'm hearing they'd really like to get him. Ooh. tweet. Binnington could be a Leaf.
Yeah.
Really? No, you didn't ask anybody. Like, you didn't talk to Doug Armstrong. You didn't talk to Brad Treliving. Like, nobody. Like, you're talking to people who are around the team. Yeah. And then they just create a buzz. So that's why I just don't pour any effort into some of these articles.
We got a text from the 636. Weren't the Hawks number one? They were number one in this ranking. They have two guys. The Oilers had the best two players in the league, and they're just now finding success.
Yeah. But there you go. And Connor Bedard, he had a great rookie season. I shouldn't say great. He had a very good rookie season. Wasn't great. He's still got a lot to learn, man. Watch the kid play hockey. Very talented with the puck. Very talented with shooting the puck. Defensive game is not there. Size is not there. Physicality is not there. And you don't expect him to be physical, but I mean with the puck. Just protecting the puck, keeping the players off of him. He's got a long way to go. But he is a talented young player, but just goes to show you, like, they're ranked number one. Like, come on.
Yep.
You can't tell me anybody would take the Blackhawks right now over the Blues.
No, I agree with that. No, I agree. All right, it's Fast on 101 ESPN. We got What's Trending coming up next.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals currently lead the Cincinnati Reds 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. We have a pitching change coming, but the Cardinals have the bases loaded, looking to tack on more. We'll continue giving you updates throughout the remainder of the show. Bottom 8 Cardinals lead 5-1. Tonight on 101 ESPN, you can listen to Thursday Night Football as the Dolphins host the Bills. Josh Allen 6-0 in Thursday Night Football games. The Bills are a 2.5-point underdog tonight in Miami. We'll have our Week 2 NFL Pick'em Challenge later in the show, so stay tuned for that. But we have What's Trending coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the SportsCenter update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, we thought the Pac-12 was dead, gone forever, as Kent Murphy would say. However, Boise State, Colorado State, San Diego State, and Fresno State will join the Pac-12. Oregon State and Washington State are already the 2 remaining schools in the Pac-12, but they will be joining the conference in 2026-2027. That was announced today. What are your thoughts on that? It's good to see that we have one of the more prominent conferences in sports, in college sports, coming back to what it should be. Now, the teams aren't exactly the same.
Yeah.
But at least the Pac-12 is still alive.
Can I ask you an honest question, though?
Yeah.
Do you care?
No.
Okay. All right.
Nor do I.
Because I don't either. And I don't mean to be flippant about it, but do you really care that the Pac-12 is, reestablished? Because the Pac-12, to me, it no longer exists.
Mm-hmm.
It was Oregon, it was Oregon State, it was USC, it was UCLA, it was all those teams. So, the fact that they got Boise State and all that, great for them. But as a college football viewer and a college football fan, do I really care? If I'm being brutally honest, no.
I mean, at this point, you should just do away with all conferences.
I agree.
It's, having Pac-12 teams in the Big Ten, having Big 12 teams in the SEC, doesn't matter anymore, because I think all of the rivalries they've pretty much been done away with because of the transformation in the conferences. And so, you have to build new rivalries. I don't see a problem with that, but I just don't see a point in calling it the Big Ten Conference when you got Pac-12 teams that are joined. And I love the fact that you get to play Oregon now and you get to play USC and UCLA. I think that's a wonderful thing. Washington, it's football, baseball, basketball, whatever. But what difference does it make with the conferences at this point?
It makes no difference.
Yeah.
Before the bowl games got really rough, where you had all the opt-outs and they really didn't matter.
Yeah.
It was fun back in the day to watch the clash in styles. Yeah, the Pac-12 a lot of times is like, hey, we're going to throw the ball over the place. We don't necessarily have great defense, and maybe in the Pac-12 you just play the Big Ten in the Rose Bowl, right?
Right.
And then the Big Ten, of course, is more power football, defense. I liked watching the clash in styles. Now we get that every week. I think that's a better overall experience. Now, you also used to have the All-Star game in Major League Baseball where you didn't see a lot of those players, unless it's in the World Series, go against each other. We have interleague now, so the All-Star game has become watered down. I don't think we're losing anything with the bowl games not being what they were before, because that all that's gone anyways. With
the
players
bowl games,
opting out.
Yeah, the bowl games have been,
give me this in the regular season.
Watered down.
Yeah.
They've been watered down. But you would have more teams, obviously, with the 12-team playoff now. Those bowl games will be more fun.
Absolutely.
But the rest of the 35 of the bowl games, however many are left, 25, I don't know. Who wants to see 6-6 teams battle it off?
If my Chips get to 6-6, then yes, I want to see it.
We'll see what they do this
Huge
weekend.
game this weekend.
ILL.
Serious question.
Fire up Chips.
Serious question.
Yes, sir.
When's the last time you watched a full Central Michigan?
Last season.
Which game was it?
Well, they have.
Was there nothing else on?
They have what? Well, first of all, it's football. Second of all, they have what's called Maction.
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night Maction.
Maction.
Okay.
They had a Maction game?
Oh yeah.
Did they?
Are you kidding me?
I'm not being rude when I say that. I know that's usually like Northern Illinois and Eastern Michigan. Like I'm serious.
Did you just look at me and say Eastern Michigan as if there's some sort of prominent MAC team?
I'm telling you, like the Northern Illinois, Toledo's, Kent State, Akron, Western Michigan, Miami of Ohio. I don't know that I have never seen a Central Michigan game.
That's like you look at it and I say, well, did you guys have any Monday night games? Because you got the Browns. The Browns are in your division. Unbelievable, Carey.
I apologize.
Unbelievable.
All right, my bad.
You still didn't answer me.
It's a little bit of a rivalry this week.
Last season. I did watch them last season.
Okay, one game, right?
Well, however many games are on TV. Here's the thing. Central Michigan not showing a lot because the national media hasn't caught up to the MAC.
Well, they're keeping it.
When they're on the MAC, when
quiet.
they're on Maction, I'm all over it, baby. Fire up chips.
Let me see if we can find this game this weekend.
Yeah.
What
Will it
channel
be
it's
on?
Maybe it's on the Big Ten Network.
We're going to need a satellite from NASA to get us.
You don't need all that, Jamie. Illinois is right up the road, I go every now and then.
No, not Illinois.
Let's see here.
Oh, they're playing
about-
at Illinois.
It's on
that's
Peacock.
right.
Hey, it's on Peacock.
It's on Peacock.
Oh. 11 a.m. start?
11 a.m. start.
I might
miss,
have to
Carey.
tune in.
Tough matchup for Illinois. Coming off
be-
that huge win against
yeah.
Kansas. This is what they call a letdown spot.
Do you think
No offense taken.
the chips ultimately win for you because your NFL team lost to Carey's favorite NFL team? Do you think they'll come through for you?
I do. This
2
is
weeks in a row.
This is what I would call a revenge spot for me, Marsh. A personal revenge spot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, will you have to wear an Illini football helmet, much like George Kittle had to wear an Iowa State helmet?
We should actually. What would you like the bet to be? You want points, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
I knew it.
Let's see what the
what's
spread
point
is,
spread?
and we'll do. If CMU covers one day next week, you're gonna have to wear something CMU.
Okay.
Do you own anything CMU?
Of course I do. Absolutely. Nothing that's
old
gonna
is
fit
it?
Gary.
How old is it? It's going to be a crop top.
You can wear it as like a bib.
So Illinois is a 19-point favorite. CMU covers. I'm digging out my CMU gear, and you're wearing some of it.
I
Show next week.
I love how it's not straight
I
up.
will-
It's not
it's
like,
not-
hey,
no,
if
he
CMU
doesn't-
wins,
yeah.
it's hey, if they cover.
Yeah. I don't really like the odds. I don't really like it.
dog.
I don't really like it. Normally, when we were in locker rooms, we would have a contest against opponent, players on other college teams. We would say straight up, Michigan, Illinois, straight up. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares about points, If you got to wear the T-shirt or the hat,
He's really selling this, isn't he?
I was just giving you a.
Doesn't seem like you're that confident that you're lying.
I don't know that I won't.
Jamie,
I won't.
tell them about the good and great teams.
Good teams win, great teams cover.
19
Seeing
points.
how I call the games, I have to refrain from getting involved in this.
All right. Okay.
With the Illini.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
I hear you.
Safe is better, Carey.
Yeah, I don't want to. I trust my guys.
No, yeah. You're definitely a guy that's lived his life very safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brandon from the Snake Pit says, I call
Which
BS.
Brandon?
Stalter does not
That's a great
have
question.
CMU gear. I absolutely do have CMU gear.
I'm waiting on
I may
him.
have to dig it out.
He's gonna dust.
I graduated in 04, so.
Mom's going to
It might be.
get the
But you know
dust off
what?
of it.
That Flying C will be on that gear.
Oh, man.
I think tattoos should be on the line. Quite honestly.
Not a bad idea.
ILL.
Carey's got 400 of them. What does he care?
What's one more?
I'd be like, somebody give me a tattoo. Okay, I don't care.
Guys, last
But
thing.
Anthony,
Yeah, it'd be a little different for me.
he's got that virgin skin. What? He does.
about the skin.
That's what they call it. Tattoo artists call it virgin skin.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't been inked yet.
Have you
I guess
seen
I have that as
Anthony,
well.
would
You don't
like
have any
me to ink
tattoos?
I do not. Not yet.
I don't think so, Jamie.
No?
Yeah.
Even if it was a simple, like, stick figure?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably
Well,
wise.
thanks for the offer.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
If you change your mind, you know where to find me.
If the tattoo is on the line, I think you should put it lower back.
No.
Jamie's going
I
on.
have one of those.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah,
Got
you
it
never
with
heard
Dennis
that story?
Rodman.
Me and Dennis Rodman got
Are you
matching tattoos.
serious?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
It's a true. We went rollerblading down Venice Beach.
rollerblading.
I swear to God. Dennis Rodman and I went rollerblading down Venice Beach, and we were like sitting there, and he's like, let's go get a tattoo. I said, all right, let's get a tattoo. So we walked over to the tattoo shop, and he's like, oh, let's get this, let's do this. And I said, I'm about to get this sun. And I'm not putting, I was trying to, kind of, back then, I was trying to keep it kind of hidden.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a tramp stamp then. It was a lower back tattoo. So if you look at Dennis Rodman around his belly button, he got the same,
so you
tattoo
got the one
on my back.
So he, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
lay
and if
down.
you push them together, we light up. Okay?
Makes sense.
That's unbelievable. I just pictured you and Dennis Rodman just
It was an interesting sight.
rollerblading down,
You should have seen that big boy rollerblading.
and then all of a
Wingspan
sudden,
like a blue hair.
hey,
That's not good.
Wow, he wasn't six.
hey,
Hey,
He was healthy.
so, yeah,
still
Dennis,
early for that blue hair.
Dennis was fun. We had a good time.
That was hilarious.
Last thing here in what's trending. Thursday night football, we have the Dolphins and the Bills. Tua, in 7 career games against the Bills, a 1-6 record, 207 passing yards per game, 6 tutties, 7 interceptions. Do you guys think Tua has more to prove now that he has the contract in comparison to when he was fighting for a contract?
Yes, I do.
Really?
You know, yeah. I mean, to like the outside world, yes. Not to him, because he's already got the deal.
He paid.
But for the outside,
Yeah.
I mean, what do we always talk about? Like Dak Prescott, same deal. You got a massive contract, man. Are you going to improve for your team or no? Or are you just going to be a one and done again? Tua had to prove that he can stay healthy. He did so last year, led the league in passing, got himself paid. But you have to eventually take that next step, man. You're getting paid. Like Kirk Cousins, you can't throw two back-breaking picks when you're making $40 million.
Rookie. He
What
just
has Kirk
recovered
done?
from the first segment, and now you just pinged him again. No wonder his Achilles is killing him.
Oh, man.
It's a pass on 101 ESPN. Somebody said that Joe Burrow is not a good quarterback, and we've got audio to prove it. That's next on 101 ESPN. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. James Jones, I almost said Jeff Jones. James Jones of the faculty was talking about Joe Burrow. And instead of talking about Joe Burrow, the way a lot of people talk about Joe Burrow being a pretty damn good quarterback, James Jones of the faculty says, yeah, this guy stinks. Here's his explanation.
We got to start keeping it real for Joe Burrow. If Lamar Jackson throw that ball and his toe ain't out, it's a lot of ifs. If Jalen Hurts look down the middle of the field and read cover two and don't throw it and it ain't, it's a lot of ifs, but them dudes take a lot of heat. Joe Burrow has not been good, man, the last 2 years. And starting off this season, he ain't been good. He was 5-5 last year and then went out with an injury, all right? Then they went 4-3 without Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow without top elite wide receivers is average. He is. But we keep for real though. But we keep living on the Super Bowl appearance. But we don't live on other stuff for other quarterbacks. Joe Burrow's not playing good football right now. He ain't. Right? And we keep putting him up there saying he's better than Josh Allen. He's the number 2 quarterback in football. A lot of people say it. Don't look at me. A lot of people say it. But to be honest with you, the real is he ain't played well the last year and a half. He ain't. You just lost to the Patriots, man. Right. It's a lot of people pick the Patriots. You said the biggest spread, right? It's a lot of people pick the Patriots probably not to win one game this year. And you go out here and lose to the Patriots at home.
I lost 20 on the James.
I don't care if they fumble going in. I don't care none of that. Joe Burrow, this is the New England Patriots, and you're supposed to be the second best quarterback in football. Everybody praising that you're the only one that could challenge Patrick Mahomes and all this. Well, the last year and a half, you can't. You have not been a good quarterback. And if it was any other quarterback, we wouldn't keep saying, oh, man, if this, if that, if that, if this. No, the man got to play better.
All right, so here's my take on it. Joe Burrow last year was brutal. He wasn't good at all. He suffered
hurt too.
Exactly. He suffered a calf injury in July, and then when he came back, he wasn't ready. And the elbow injury, I think, was a big problem for him last year too. So he played hurt, and he was ass. Let's just call it what it is. He wasn't good.
Oh, Anthony, that's aggressive.
Then he got hurt. Then he missed most of the year. So to just say, all right, Joe Burrow's been terrible the last 2 seasons. He wasn't healthy last year. I don't know if he's healthy this year. And he missed most of last season. By the way, Lamar Jackson, who Jones highlighted, has been great, has also missed a lot of time. He's missed a ton of time as well. I don't understand why we do this with quarterbacks, though. Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, believe it or not, are not the same human being. They don't have the same style. They're not playing in the same offense. They're not playing in the same. They don't have the same weapons. They don't have the same defense. They don't have the same coaching. But we tend to just try to compare everything. Joe Burrow has been what was outstanding for 2 seasons. What he is now, I don't know. I fully admit, he looks hurt to me. He looks hurt. He did not play well against New England. But when that dude is healthy, I know that he got a team to a Super Bowl, and he was the main catalyst for that, and he nearly brought him right back. And he's the only guy, not that they play head-to-head, but he's the only guy that has led his team to multiple victories against Patrick Mahomes.
It's true.
So if you just want to highlight Joe Burrow from week 1 last year to now, yeah, I'll give it to you. He hadn't been good. But to say he's not good now, he's never been criticized, I think that's kind of a joke.
I think it's crap. Let's just be honest. He was unreal dragging that team to a Super Bowl. He was unreal year 1 when he got hit more than any other quarterback in the league because that offensive line stunk at blocking for him. Mm-hmm. And he still drugged that team to a Super Bowl. Come on. He doesn't forget how to play football. His body might be mangled a little bit because of all those hits and because of certain injuries. But, Carey, I don't know how you feel. But
Carey, what do you say?
Watching that game, the Patriots and the Bengals last week, first of all, it frustrates me if I see the defense getting off on the snap count, that's problematic because either you're not changing up your snap count, meaning they have figured out your tendency, they know the cadence of what you're doing, and they're getting off immediately, which is putting pressure on the quarterback. You don't have time to get the ball downfield, and New England did it over and over and over again. The second thing is they do not run the football enough. Zach Taylor has an issue with running the football, which is why I'm so happy Joe Mixon got the heck up out of there, because you do not run the ball enough. And now they don't have, in my opinion, the running game to do so, but they just don't run the ball enough. I think having T. Higgins out definitely hurt. I think Jamar Chase only having a couple of practices under his belt, he still had 6 for 62. I think that hurt. I think dropping a touchdown in the end zone hurt. I think fumbling another go-ahead touchdown going into the end zone hurt. All of those things, I don't think that means he's a bad player now. I just think they have to figure out how to be more explosive offensively. They can't just rely on Jamar Chase. You saw that, because if T. Higgins isn't there, if Tyler Boyd, who is no longer there, you are going to have a double team over your best receiver. Now somebody else got to make a play, and they didn't. And that's pretty much the bottom line for me. No one else was able to make a play, and that's essentially who they are. They have elite players. They have 2 elite players in Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and another one that is right there on the cusp of being elite with T. Higgins. This team has regressed, though, from what they were when they went to the Super Bowl. This is not the same team. They don't have Joe Mixon. They don't have Tyler Boyd. T. Higgins is dealing with a contract. He wants to be out of there, probably will. Jamar Chase is upset about his contract. He's going to be there because he's under contract for the next 2 years, but he's bothered. So this team has made a shift. But if I look at the up front, seeing what they're unable to do in terms of pass protection and not changing up the snap count, it is egregious to let that team, the New England Patriots, get off the ball like that when you are at home. If you're on the road, I can understand. You can't hear, you got to go on the silent, it's 1 or 2. But when you are at home, you should be able to control the cadence and the snap count, and the defense should not be able to tee off on the way in the manner in which they did. Mm-hmm. So I think James Jones, former Packers wide receiver, I don't disagree with his view of it, but I think his reasoning for it is the problem. It's not just Joe Burrow not being good. It's encompassing the entire team, the entire offense. Play calling, snap count, playmakers, running the damn ball, blocking up front. Mm-hmm. All of those things impact the quarterback, and right now they're not getting any of it. And so that's where I think that's what's happening with Joe Burrow and with the Bengals last week.
I also think he cherry picks with Lamar. We've talked, Carey, I know you and I have talked a lot about how under Greg Roman they were running mirror routes on each side. I used to talk about it all the time. People criticize Lamar Jackson. I'm like, the defense knows exactly what's coming. It's terrible.
Not only
and that's not on Lamar.
It was people in the same spot.
Same spots.
You got 3 guys covered by one person. I didn't know what that was.
So I think he's probably it's a straw man argument. I think that he made where we don't criticize we criticize Lamar, we don't criticize Joe. Why not? Come on, every quarterback that has ever played has either gotten praised too much or overly criticized, including Kirk Cousins.
Do you see?
I do it all the time.
The Bengals actually changing how they create their roster, how they build a team around Joe Burrow, because they've been known to not do that.
Right. Man, that's a really good question. If they go out next April and they take another wide receiver, to me that it's not the best way to build a team. You can be successful with one guy on the outside. You don't need 3. The Lions tried to do that for years. We just take the playmaker. No O-line, no defense. Good luck, Matt Stafford, or good luck, Joey Harrington, or whoever, right?
Mm-hmm. Dan Orlovsky
for a couple of games. You got no shot. The Lions are winning now. Why? They have one of the best offensive lines in football. They have a system that marries to the quarterback. Amon-Ra St. Brown was not a first-round pick. They've got a strong running game and a great defense. It's not a secret. They built it the right way. So that's a really good question, Marsh. I don't know if the Bengals do that.
Why don't more teams do that?
I think it's easier to win the press conference when you take the flashy guy. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion. I think it's easier. I think most teams are so concerned about justifying it to their fan base why they selected a player or why they built their team a certain way, because it's just easier. I can get up to the podium and be like, did you see that kid play at USC? You see all those highlights? It's a little harder to say, hey, did you see the kid at the offensive line? You see the footwork from this kid, this first-round pick?
You don't have to say anything. Just watch him protect your quarterback. Watch him open holes for the run game.
Yeah,
that's
count
all I
the
care
amount
about.
of times his guy touches
There
the
you go.
quarterback.
Exactly. Yeah, but they don't do that.
And it's unfortunate for the Bengals because if you look at how Joe Burrow's contract is constructed, he's set to make more money next season when you look at the cap hit. He's around $29,000, a little under $30,000. Next year it jumps up to $46,000. Mm-hmm. That's going to be hard to really create a team around one of what we think is one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
Why do you think they haven't paid T. Higgins yet? Why do you think they haven't paid the Jamar Chase yet? A lot of people get bitching about, why don't you pay this guy? Why don't you pay this guy? Because when the quarterback's money starts to really hit, you have to find different ways to build your roster. And I think the Bengals are trying to do that now. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Cardinals got to win today. We'll tell you how here on 101 ESPN. Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. 303, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. The St. Louis Cardinals, your St. Louis Cardinals, picked up another W today. Jamie, they're rolling. 6-1 victory today over the Cincinnati Reds. Sonny Gray with the win. You had a couple of key contributors here, including Mason Wynn, who hit a home run. Thomas Saggese.
Saggese was his first RBI.
His first hit. His first
hits,
RBI.
His family was there in attendance watching.
Awesome. Brendan
Pretty
Donovan
awesome.
touched some seats today. I had Donnie, so after hitting Arenado last night to get me to double digits, I got another 3 points today. Yes.
Yeah, win.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Watching this team play right now, they just took 2 out of 3, by the way, from the Reds, which doesn't sound like much, except the last time they played the Reds, they got swept.
Right.
I want to know why Cardinals fans think, some Cardinals fans think a youth movement would be negative. Because this is the youth movement that I have been describing is exactly what you've had for these 3 games. Donovan, Saggese, Wynn, all your young guys, and you got a couple of veterans in the lineup with Arenado and Goldie at the corners.
Right.
Why can't the Cardinals just do that? Roll that out next year, but upgrade your rotation.
Jamie,
That's it.
Jamie, I completely agree.
But the pushback we get, not from a lot of people, but some, saying, I don't want to do the youth movement. I can't stand to watch all the losing. This whole season, because Goldie and Arenado have had bad years for them, this whole season has been a youth movement. It's just been Trojan horsed.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's a labeling problem.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a labeling problem. I think when we say a youth movement, you know, we've actually adjusted to a partial youth movement, and it hasn't helped for these people.
For some.
For some
we
people,
have to be clear with that.
Some people view this as us saying tanking. Like, they hear youth movement, and they think the Chicago White Sox. That's not what we're talking about.
No.
We are talking about not signing the Lance Lynn's and the Kyle Gibsons
The
next
Brandon
year.
Crawfords, the Matt
Brandon Crawfords, the Matt Carpenters.
No.
Those roles going to a young player.
Luke and Baker.
Exactly. So instead of Brandon Crawford or Matt Carpenter, instead of Matt Carpenter, it would be Luke and Baker.
Yes.
There's only so much you can do. Arenado's contract, he's going to be here. He's going to be there at third base.
He's been fine. He's been
Exactly.
fine.
You know, Goldschmidt, we've had this conversation about Goldschmidt. I would move. I would move on. I would open up one of those spots, because you're not only opening up one spot, you're essentially opening up 2 spots. Because if Burleson is shifting from the outfield or DH to first base, okay, now he's at first base.
Yeah.
You would create a backup spot at first base, so that's another opportunity, right? And then you got a space in the outfield. That's why I would move on from Goldie.
I would too, but even if they don't,
you can
honestly,
still
Anthony,
move
if they
forward.
roll out this lineup, this exact group of players, positional players, they're going to be better off long term.
I agree.
They are, because now coming up from AAA, so Luke and Baker and Nolan Gorman are on my bench. You got a big lefty bat and a big righty bat. Gorman can play the field on days where you need him to, and he's going to strike out. He just is. It's fine. But you've got that bat, because you went and got Carpenter because you need that left, a little bit of pop, right? Gorman has way more pop than Carpenter.
Right.
And Crawford, you got that for backup shortstop, fine.
Yeah, don't
you got
need that.
Saggese now.
I agree.
Can play second, can play shortstop. You can move him around a little bit. Mason Wynn has proven that he can play almost every game, and he loves it. He's thriving with that amount of field time.
Yep.
So the only thing, again, all roads for me, leave the team exactly the way it is. All roads for me lead back to the rotation.
Yep.
If you can tighten up that rotation, get another number 1 or another number 2 to be in there with Sonny Gray and Eric Fetty, Andre Palante, and then, McGreevy. I think McGreevy deserves a shot. And then you got Steven Matz in the bullpen. I'm not even suggesting get rid of him. That's fine. I am suggesting that you move on from Lance Lynn and Miles Michaelis and Kyle Gibson.
And 2 of those are easy.
Yeah.
Two
You
of them are.
just don't bring them back.
The only problem is one of them, of those 2, is probably one of the best 5 pitchers you've had this year.
But you have had this year.
Well, okay. I don't disagree with that. Where else are you going to get another one?
In the farm system.
Better than what Kyle Gibson did this year? And you are...
I know he's got more upside no matter who it is.
Well,
will he be better? To your point, Carey, will he be better? I don't know. Will he have better statistics when it's all said and done? I don't know. But at least we got the arrow pointing in the right direction. That's my opinion.
I think the youth movement would make the most sense. Again, we talked about it last week, a couple of weeks ago. Like, you have the issue with Bally's not knowing how much money is going to be spent or how much money you're going to receive from that. It's an easy thing to do. I don't think that that's the move that they're going to make. I don't think that there's a move where they go and spend a ton of money in the offseason on pitchers, that a free agent pitcher, even if he's a third or a fourth guy, I think they feel comfortable with what they have. And as far as Paul Goldschmidt goes, I think they feel comfortable with him being at your everyday first baseman, which now you got Burley. He's your everyday DH? I was going to ask what would you do about Gorman, because I don't think Gorman is a bat off of the bench. I think he's a guy, despite the strikeouts, he needs to play every day. And you roll with it and you let him figure it out.
Well, maybe he jumps in as DH from time to time.
Well, to me,
you can move Burley from right field to left field to first base. You can find playing time for Burley. DH, backup first base, right field, left field. Move him around as other guys get days off. Kind of like the Brendan Donovan effect.
Or move on for Goldie. I mean, I don't understand why that's.
But we're saying that at this point, we're playing the game of what the Cardinals will probably do.
I got you. Yeah.
And the probably block development by keeping Goldie.
You're right.
Just saying.
They like the tired approach. To your Carey, you kind of. I think you phrased the question because you believe that the Cardinals are going to go that way.
Yeah.
Like the Gibson question. You phrased the Gibson question in a manner because you think the Cardinals are going to go that way. Because you're probably right. They like the tired approach. They can't stand the ceiling. They work from the floor. They do. I'm dead serious. When they look at their roster, they say, who gives us the highest floor? They don't look at the ceiling. It's clear. It's obvious. They can't stand the ceiling. They never look up. They only look down. Who gives us the highest floor? We'll go that route. So then you get a situation where it's like, well, why isn't this team better? You're not better because there's no room. Mm-hmm. There's no room for upside. It is just this flat line. Here you go. And then you're 74 and 72, and people are like, oh, I wonder what happened.
You weren't good enough. I honestly think Kyle Gibson, again, has been your second best pitcher all year. Like, Palante has probably to be at this point. He's worked his way into that conversation, but that's, last 5 to 10 starts for Palante. I think Kyle Gibson has been your number 2 all year. You brought in Eric Fetty. I don't know that he's shown me a vast improvement to say, no, he's definitely the number 2. I don't think that that's true. I think Kyle Gibson, and so if that's the case, he's earned the contract for next year. And especially if you're the Cardinals, again, they don't strike me as a team that feels comfortable bringing 2 rookies and saying, McGreevy, Graceffo, have at it, fellas. Now you got 3 guys that are extremely young in your starting rotation, and Palante, McGreevy, and Graceffo, and you're saying you think that they're going to win more games next year? I don't think that
I didn't say to go that far. I said you have Palante and McGreevy as your young guys.
Yeah.
And kind of work your way from there. Maybe Graceffo to your points in the bullpen. Quinn Matthews, who knows? This kid has skyrocketed through all the leagues this season with a really good offseason. He might show up to spring training and be a guy that you're like, oh boy, we got one here.
I think that's the important part, Jamie. I think we talk about the Blues and the Cardinals a lot and the differences. Army is saying, I don't care how old you are. Come here with the expectation of making the damn team, and I'll get rid of some of these old guys. I don't care. If you're an older gentleman, you better not come into training camp expecting to have a spot and use that as your period to warm yourself up. You better be coming in lathered up and ready to roll. I don't feel like the Cardinals do that. I don't feel like they say, Quinn Matthews,
but they don't actually put it to action.
Graceffo, if you guys outpitch these older guys, I'll get rid of them.
Yeah.
They can go.
Well, that should be the mindset.
That's the mindset of great teams. Is the best player plays unless somebody is making outlandish amounts of money. And then they continue to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, like Sonny Gray's not going to be...
Kirk Cousins.
I would rather have Kirk Gibson. I
would. Does he want to be here?
I've seen what he can do on one leg. I've seen what Kirk can do on one leg.
If he wants to be here, go get him.
Yeah.
At what point, though, do the Cardinals not look at putting these young guys in the bullpen? Who's the last pitcher that went to the bullpen that became a starter that had success in the last 5 years? Because I look at Zach Thompson. I don't even know where he's at.
Andre Palante.
He was in the bullpen.
He's been good. But he was also not good last year.
Yeah.
But last year was his rookie year, correct?
No.
2 years
ago. Okay.
But is Andre Palante, let's be honest, is Andre Palante, going to be an ace?
No, he's a number 4 or 5.
Exactly. So I'm looking at a guy that is going to project as being a top pitcher in your rotation, can you name the last guy that went to the bullpen and did that? Because it seems like they've screwed up Matthew Liberatore, and he's been fine now in the bullpen. I think that's his role now.
Yeah.
Zach Thompson, I haven't heard from that guy in months, right? Like, he was supposed to be a dude in your rotation. So I'm just wondering, is the right move to put these young guys in the bullpen to then have them be a starter, or do you just let them start?
I just let them start.
Yeah.
If you're asking me,
right.
I just let them start.
And if the Cardinals end up keeping all these veterans, at what point, when are these guys going to get the opportunity?
Well, that's right. Exactly. Marsh, I couldn't agree more with you. I think you nailed it right there. And this is why, Carey, when you and I were talking about Kyle Gibson, it's like, oh, he's our second best starter. I don't give a fast lane. He's not like you're not improving.
I agree.
But you're taking the Cardinals' viewpoint on it, which I get.
I think they should have an opportunity. Again, give people a chance to compete. Like, if you give people a chance to compete, the competition sorts out who the best players are. Don't tell me, yeah, you're the best player, but nah, you're a young guy. I don't want you to. When the hell, if you never, it's always funny when people are like, we can't hire you. You don't have any experience. How the hell am I going to get experience if you don't hire me? Yeah. Like, how do you expect me to gain this experience if you don't hire me for the job? That's the strangest thing in the world to me. Because if I fit the criteria and I do all of the things that you say you need to be done, then give me the opportunity so that I can gain the experience and learn on the job in some cases if need be. But I don't feel like the Cardinals give you that opportunity. And to me, that's the frustrating part. They'll give it to some, but not to others. Like, again, McGreevy and Graceffo should have had more opportunities here this year. But you give a guy like Nolan Gorman probably 2 months more than he needed because and then if you went that long, you might as well have kept him here. You might as well have kept him here at that point, because what purpose did that serve?
Well, he's raking down in AAA again.
Of course he is. He's a home run hitter. Like, we also have to recognize what these players are.
I know.
Let them be who they are.
Exactly.
Whatever you are, be that, and we'll build around it.
There you go.
We'll figure out the pieces of the puzzle. I'm not going to tell you who you should be. I'm going to evaluate you and say, you know what, this is what I see from you. This is what you do extremely well. Maybe we could tweak this, but you know what? I can trust and count on you being that. Now I need to go get this.
Yep.
No, you know what? Now I can put it all together and build my team that way, because it ain't like you get to draft players. You get to scout and evaluate and sign people via free agency and trade them. You can build your roster to what you want. What more do you want? So figure it out.
Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Hot take or hot garbage is next. If you have a hot take or hot garbage statement that you want to send it to the Air Comfort Service text line, do so via the 314-399-9646 text line. Hot take, hot garbage next. Boom! Hot take. Hot take or hot garbage. This is where you can send us any statement you want, whether it's sports related or otherwise, to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. We talk about whether or not it's a hot take of a statement or pure hot stinky garbage. Marsh, go.
All right, we're starting off with Jamie's Vacation Speedo.
Okay.
Hot take or hot garbage? The Blues will make the Stanley Cup final at least twice before the Cardinals make the World Series once.
Wow.
Oh, whoa.
Twice?
Smokes.
I'm going to have to say hot garbage.
Hey,
Here's why. Now, here's why, Carey. It took the Blues, 49 years, I think, 50 years maybe,
Who's counting?
to get back to a Stanley Cup.
Don't you worry about the past, Jamie.
It's a long time. No, but it's not just one. This means twice before the Cardinals make.
Focus on the future.
Yeah, I am.
That's a hot take.
This guy hates the Cardinals so much right now.
So
Have
much.
you watched them? Hot take.
Want to put a wager on
Blues,
it?
the Blues are young. They're exciting. They got a president of hockey operations saying, I don't care who you are, come in, compete, and you got a job here.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cardinals are like, well, you can get that guy for a good deal.
And he wants to be here.
And he wants to be here.
Yeah.
My kind of guy.
And Anthony, you're the tiebreaker.
You know it's a hot take.
That would be, I'm sorry, hot garbage.
Where's your
Two
fate?
Stanley Cup appearances.
Not
That's
just
a tall,
two
that's a tall
appearances,
say.
2 cups.
Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking they're not just going to get there.
Why would you get there and not win it all?
I also
couldn't
think
agree more.
I also think too, like, the Cardinals still have that devil magic within them.
Oh,
Do they?
shame on you.
Yeah, I don't think
shame
they
on
do.
you.
I think the pixie dust is gone.
It's shame on you.
I don't know.
You are part of the problem.
Where's the
for
devil
this-
magic now?
For this, I'm part of the problem. You want to bring back all these veteran players. You just run it back next year.
I don't want to.
You know what? I'm looking at you. And when it's
I don't-
spilling out of your mouth, I'm going to put it on you.
I don't run the Cardinals.
Now you do. Congratulations, you.
Thank you.
And Jamie.
Sign me. I'm available.
Okay, so hang on. The text line says we should be able to count the one the Blues already have because the Cardinals haven't been to a World Series. If that's the case, hot take. I'm into.
Yeah, that's
Thank
a good
you.
call.
Thank you, text line.
Yeah. All right. Carey, you were right. Carey Davis.
We're gonna have the gauntlet for
Be
this
in
one,
the
okay?
gauntlet.
This is a win this time if they call me.
Hey.
Hell with that.
Skid's over.
Yeah.
You're ready.
Let's move on to the 636. Speaking of Carey Davis's St. Louis Cardinals, Mo's legacy 20 years from now will be that of a man who ruined a franchise for decades. Hot take or hot garbage?
I'm gonna go with hot garbage
Hot
on that.
garbage.
Let's give Mo some credit here,
I'm sorry.
man.
The last couple of years have been not great,
Yeah.
but come on.
But
Even if Cardinals fans don't like that the Cardinals have just made the playoffs, they still have made the playoffs in a number of years where Mo has been the president of baseball operations. So, yeah.
I mean, look, has it gone sideways here? Certainly. I look at it this way too, though. If Mo decides to move on at the end of this season, is there still some pieces in which to build upon if the new president comes in? Yeah. It's not like he has left the Cardinals in a horrific spot. You don't have a ton of bad contracts, and most general managers or presidents cannot say that. You look around the league. Look at Theo Epstein when he took over in Chicago. He had to get rid of a bunch of contracts of expiring play. That's terrible. Mo really does a good job of avoiding those, which does open up an opportunity to bring in guys that can't play. But nonetheless,
I was gonna say
it is open. It is open.
I was waiting.
Does he avoid it because when he ultimately does move on, there won't be those contracts? Are we overlooking the fact that he has given out terrible contracts while being the Pobo?
Yeah, but they've been short term.
Have
Yeah.
they, though?
Short term, terrible.
Well, you know what? I do give him credit. Fowler, terrible. Mike Leake, terrible. Got rid of them both.
You did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did.
So he can do it again.
He can.
Willie.
Apart from that, though, guys, honestly, apart from that, what other really bad contracts.
Brett Cecil.
Okay.
Steven Matz, this new Miles Michaelis one, the old Matt Carpenter one.
The second Matt Carpenter one, yeah.
Yeah.
Greg Holland.
That was 1 year. I won't.
That's fair, but
To me, it's
he wasn't
3
that
years
good.
plus. Those are terrible contracts.
Yeah.
3 years plus. Those are the ones that hurt you. Steven Matz. Mo can't help that Steven Matz can't stay healthy. He really can't.
Yeah.
Because when Steven Matz has been healthy and pitching, his pitching has been fine.
He was injured in New York, though, wasn't he? He had one good year in Toronto, but he was injured in New York. And am I correct? Didn't he get injured in New York?
Came to
Steven
us
Matz?
from the Blue
Yes.
Jays.
He came from the Blue Jays.
I know, but before he was, no, I'm saying he had a really good year in Toronto, but before he got to Toronto, he was injured in New York.
Well,
I think he had an injury history in New York. He
So
had a
an injury
really good
2
year.
years before.
He had a really good year.
You're pumping the brakes on that?
No, I'm just saying I would be pumping the brakes on one good year versus maybe a history of showing me that you've been injured.
Yeah.
All right,
Is it a
so-
history of being injured, though? Or like there's one
I'm
injury
pretty sure he
consistent to be a
had. I
history?
think he had some injuries. He dealt with some injuries.
I'm not
with the
saying you're
Mets.
wrong.
So, no, Carey's right. He only pitched 9 games in 2020. Oh, no, that was the pandemic year.
Yeah.
So, no,
He didn't have injury history in New York?
he had 30.
Yeah, I'm thinking about one of the other.
22 starts, 13 starts, 30 starts, 32 starts, then the 9 for the pandemic, 29. He had 29 starts for Toronto. 15, 25, and 8 for the Cardinals.
I look at that, and yes, it's ended up being a bad deal, but you can't foresee the injuries sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Do better.
I'm not doubting that.
Get you a person that can see the future.
I don't think.
How much money do you have?
I don't think that Mo ruined this franchise at all. I think we need to, like, we can highlight his missteps.
But are the fans going to highlight his?
Oh, God, no. No.
The things that he did well during his tenure? Because
absolutely not.
the thing at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you remember kind of what happened towards the end of someone's tenure.
The fans will not. No.
We're getting more than that. Paul DeYoung, does that one count?
No.
No.
That was bad.
Smaller contracts.
That's fine.
No.
He was under $10 million at that one point
Yeah.
when people were upset.
No.
So.
All right, real quick here, last one from the 573. Hot take or hot garbage? The best steak temperature is rare.
No. Hot garbage.
I still like medium rare myself.
Medium rare.
Yep.
Rare. So here's my problem with rare. I've tried it before because you got to eat the steak rare.
Right.
You sit there and you're chewing on that thing forever because it's just like rubber.
Yep.
And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Medium rare. It's got a little more to it. It's good. What do you like? Well
Medium.
done.
Oh, hell no. Medium.
Yeah, I like
I don't
medium
like
rare.
to see.
Carey.
I don't need to see all that the pink and red.
You don't like the pink?
I do, but not on my steak.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay. I like it. I like a nice warm pink. You get a little bit of that, it's
it
great.
feels like they said that's not blood. It's something else, but it looks like blood.
It looks
when
like blood.
They
but
said it's
boy,
not.
does
though.
it taste good, Carey.
Man, my brain says it's blood. I don't want to eat it. I'm okay. Give me
I
a
have
little
no
bit
problem
medium.
eating that.
Nah, I do.
None.
I do.
Makes me hungry right now.
Really? Give CD ketchup with his steak. You are a hater, man.
People get real,
I don't
people
want
get weird.
ketchup.
People get real weird about steak.
I just don't want it.
Nothing.
Bleeding and still moving.
Nothing makes me more uncomfortable than when a grown man looks at you and says, "Oh, I'll make you a steak that you won't," and I'm like, "No." Like I like A1. I love A1, and people get crazy about it. They're like, "I'll make you a steak where you don't need it."
any
I'm like,
sauce.
no. Well, I'm gonna stop you there.
I disagree with that one. A good steak doesn't need sauce.
No, but when somebody says that's fine. That's you and I disagree on that. I love the taste of A1.
That's
All good,
fair.
right? But when somebody looks at me and says, "I'm going to make you a steak that you don't," no, I'm not going to feed your ego.
And what the kids would
You
say,
weirdo.
they'd say bet.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to say that.
March you
Marsh.
to hell with these kids. Love them, but
I'm
They
gonna
say
say-
spicy, they say bet.
They do say bet.
they don't even
they-
talk in full
That
sentences.
steak is bussin'. They say that. It's
Do they
bussin'.
still say weirdo? So when I say you're a weirdo,
no.
get away from me with your steak.
They'll say that's cap.
That's cap.
That is Cap.
That's Cap.
All right.
Big
Captain
Cap.
America.
Oh, that's so cap.
Big cap.
Yeah.
Just wait.
My kids are too young. Yeah.
About 5 more years.
I haven't picked up on anything yet.
Honestly, by the time you are up to speed with the new lingo that
It'll
the
be
kids are
something
saying,
different.
it'll be completely different.
Yep. Okay.
And I learned today that I got clipped this morning.
Did you?
Really?
Apparently, that's where the kids sneak a picture of you and put it on their Snapchat. Instead of you got sniped or you got whatever, you get clipped.
You should sue him.
That was my daughter.
Sue her. She's got to learn at some point.
Looks like the rankings, she's going down.
Yep, exactly.
The Rivers household.
Not that one. I'm terrified of her. I lower her in the rankings. I'm waking up to her with a steak knife. Dad, were you sleeping? See how easy it is to get to you?
Love you, honey. All right.
I'll find you.
Which week 1 teams are not who we think they were or are? Next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals pick up a victory today over the Cincinnati Reds, a 6-1 final. We talked about the Cardinals' victory and a few other things regarding your favorite baseball team in town. If you missed that, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Tonight we have Thursday Night Football for you right here on 101 ESPN. It's the Dolphins and the Bills. Pregame starts at 6:30. Coming up next, which Week 1 teams are not who we think they are in the NFL? We'll discuss next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Which Week 1 teams are not who we thought they were? So it's like the reverse Denny Green.
Or who we thought they were.
We let him off the hook. All right. R.I.P. Yeah, he should have been ticked. Do you remember that game?
You guys timed that perfect, by the way. Well done.
Thank you.
That was the Cardinals.
That was the Cardinal. That was when he was with the Cardinals. It was the Bears that went in there into Arizona. It was a Sunday night game or a Monday night game, and they collapsed.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So, which Week 1 teams are not with? And this could be a positive thing or a negative thing. If you want me to start off, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I apologize to to Buck Nation because I overlooked Jamie's middle child.
Thank you. The middle child always gets overlooked.
That is the NFC South champion.
Probably.
Not even probably. That's a guarantee. So Baker Mayfield, really nice Week 1. They were playing Washington, but Baker Mayfield, really nice Week 1. Looked excellent throwing the ball. Mobility and all that there. I don't think that they win anything big outside of the division, but they're not who I thought. I thought they were going to kind of come up short this year. They're not. They're going to win the division.
Yeah, I'm going to go in a bit of a different route here. This team didn't win in Week 1, but they showed me that they're going to be a pain in the butt.
Ooh, can I guess?
Yeah.
Arizona.
No.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Going to be a pain in the butt.
Carey loves the quarterback.
About 4 hours away.
Oh, Buffalo? No, they lost. They won.
4 hours away.
Is it the Rams?
Oh, the Bears?
No. 4
hours away.
Oh, Indianapolis.
There you go.
4 hours. Chicago's 4.5.
Yeah.
Oh, but it wasn't the
four.
Bears.
Indy's like 3.5.
He said they lost this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The Bears did win.
And again,
Yeah.
the periwinkle listening group over here.
Yeah.
So the Colts, for me.
That's on me, guys.
I thought they were going to get blown out of the water in that first week, and I didn't know what Richardson would be. Spent a tough year last year, got injured, whatnot, and I didn't know if the Colts had built up enough around him. I think that team's going to be good. Do I think they're going to win the AFC South? No, I think the Texans are going to run away with that. But do I think they're going to be disruptors? I absolutely think that.
What do you got, Carey?
For me, we talked about it, and you probably know who this is. I got 2 teams. One good, one bad. And they're in the same division. The New York Football Giants are going to be terrible this year. They are going to be absolutely... They might be the worst team. We talked about the Patriots possibly being the worst team in the NFL. The New York Giants and them will be knocking on the door for the first pick.
Now, Carey, some may ask, well, why didn't Carey know that beforehand?
Well, I watched... So I don't want to blame anyone. I don't watch Hard Knocks. Andrew Marsh. But Andrew Marsh told me that Hard Knocks, and I started believing in it, and I watched the New York Football Giants, and it's not all you, Marshy, because I will tell you this. HBO should win an award. I don't know what, but damn it, they sold me on the New York Football Giants. I believed. I watched this documentary, 4 episodes worth, and they spun and weaved this thing together and put it all together. They got the offensive linemen. They went out and they called him Motor Singletary. They don't even call him Devin. Motor Singletary, and we are going to get us a star receiver. And they are terrible.
You still have Daniel Jones.
And there you go.
Honestly, I wonder if the team itself could, like, let's separate the two. I think the team outside of Daniel Jones is not as bad as we think they are, but because he is the quarterback, he makes them look terrible.
They don't. And
I feel bad for even saying that. I was defending that guy for a day,
and I believed it. But I don't blame you, Marshy. HBO did a fantastic job, and they should win an award. They probably do win awards for it because that was outstanding.
They'll win an award. The Giants aren't winning anything.
I got to get to this. Kyle just roasted me. It was great. Kyle goes, "What active player has highest batting average?" Anthony's answer: Ty Cobb. Kyle, well done, man. That was awesome. Well done. All right, so you said good. The bad was the Giants.
The other one was the Philadelphia Eagles. I know they.
You like the Eagles?
I do, but I like them even more than I did. Just watching them.
Because they got a running back?
Because they got a running game.
Yeah.
And they committed, at least in the first game, they committed to that running game. Saquon Barkley is a difference maker. Too bad the New York Football Giants didn't realize that and let him walk out the door. He is a difference maker, and he can do all. He can catch the ball out of the backfield, obviously run the ball really well, pass protection. Like, he is the guy that is going to stabilize that offense. And I think the best part about that, when I watched the post-game interview, A.J. Brown was standing there with him and was giving him so much praise. That means so much because we saw how much A.J. Brown was complaining about getting the ball last year. Mm-hmm. In his mind, I'm the best option. Why the hell you ain't throwing me the ball? I think now he realizes we got a couple of options. Like, we got guys, if you give the ball to Saquon Barkley 27 touches, I'm okay with it because he's going to make something happen. That, to me, that let me know that team, turnovers aside from Jalen Hurts, I think they're going to be really good this year.
I thought the Bills were going to take a step back. Obviously, they played the Cardinals, so who really knows what they look like. But, I mean, for them to put up the amount of points that they did, despite losing Stephon Diggs in the offseason, to me, they impressed me a little bit. And I think they win tonight. Spoiler alert. I know we'll get to our NFL Pick'em Challenge, but I think the Bills are going to be right up there in the AFC East, especially if they play the way they did in Week 1.
The other team, there's 2 other teams from a negative standpoint for me. One, Cincinnati. If Joe Burrow's not healthy, forget it. That team's not good enough. And I'm not just basing it off the New England game. New England did what it had to do to get in there. They didn't stop the run. They don't. To CD's point, he's nailed this several times now. Cincinnati does not have a running game, and Burrow's being hurt. I don't care who he has on the outsides. It doesn't matter. So I think the Bengals are in trouble, and I think the absolute biggest fraud in the NFL is the Atlanta Falcons. There's no question.
I was hoping you went there.
Absolute biggest fraud.
I was hoping you went there. You said 2 teams, and then you.
Yeah.
I was like, he's got to say Atlanta's got to be the
absolute biggest frauds.
That was bad,
Look,
man.
we're good now. No, you're not.
That was bad.
You're not.
It didn't look good at all.
No. The offense didn't look good. I thought the defense played okay.
They played okay.
I actually think the defense played well.
But also remember. That was Justin Fields, and he wasn't going to be the star. When I watched it, they looked like they were okay as a team.
The defense,
yes, as a team, they get like a D+.
I give them an F because the offense is that bad.
I was trying to. Okay.
That was a high school offense.
Yes, they were in the NFL.
That was a high school offense.
Are you Atlanta's 6-1 hate?
Yeah,
he might be.
Wow.
Yeah, you are.
I am.
You are.
I now understand.
It's not good enough.
I now understand the 6-1
If
hate.
memory serves me correct, Atlanta's 404.
404.
Okay.
Or 770.
Or 770. That's right. That's 2 of
I'm
them
the
now.
404
They
hate.
used to just
They
be
got one
404.
more.
Yeah.
I think they got one more.
We have to figure out something with 404 because we have 618.
678. They got the 678.
No,
Do they have the
They do have
6-7-8?
678.
I don't believe you.
Carey's lived there.
So have I.
Trust me.
Yeah, but Carey's lived there more.
Let's see.
Yeah, probably.
6-7 hate.
The
Anthony
6-7-8.
I'm pretty sure.
When I was there, it was 404, and then 770 came in. But
What do you got, Carey?
Atlanta's growing a lot.
I trust.
So 6, 7, 8. So Anthony's the 6, 7, 8.
6, 7, 8.
Atlanta, Georgia, yeah. I'm the 6, 7, 8.
You guys are like brothers.
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Let's get back into the Blues. Does Dylan Holloway need to be a top 6 forward to reach his full potential? It's kind of an interesting question. That's next on 101 ESPN. is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So there was a conversation that we were having before the show today about Dylan Holloway, and we were actually talking about really opportunities for certain players. So the Athletic put together a list of NHL bust or breakout candidates, and one of the prospects. So they did each team's most interesting prospects heading into the 24-25 season. Actually, that was a different article. Excuse me. Hang tight. And one of the players that was highlighted for the Blues was Dylan Holloway. It's easy to see the untapped upside in Holloway because of his enticing athletic tools. He's an above-average skater, has a strong, broad frame, and relentless, energetic work rate. Holloway's playoff production, 5 goals and 2 assists in 25 games, doesn't jump off the page, but when you watched the games, you saw a player who looked like he was on the cusp of breaking out because of his pace, energy, and flashes of skill. Marsh asked, and I think it's an important question, does he have to be a top 6 forward in order to be a breakout candidate? Because you do have to have the opportunities, even if you have the skill set.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be a top 6. He doesn't. In fact, he profiles to be a middle 6. So he could be second line, could be third line. Drafted as a centerman, has played wing because the Oilers were stacked down the middle of the ice. So no sense force-feeding a young kid into the middle of the ice when you don't really have room for him.
Yeah.
Here's what you have to remember. So we talk top 6. Just for fun here, you've got Booch, Thomas, Kyrou. Okay, now let's play fantasy land here, like young players and things like that, right? You're going to have Dvorsky, Snuggerud, and who else? Jake Neighbors. So we got Neighbors. There's your top 6. Maybe not this year, but probably next year. Why would you need to force feed Holloway in there? If he's better than Snuggerud or Neighbors, I don't think he will be right away. But then fine, you make that move. But otherwise, your third line could be Shen, Holloway, and player X. You know, it's a damn good line too. All of a sudden, 2 years from now, you see that Doug Armstrong's vision is you've created a really competitive team with a bunch of young guys who got tremendous upside. Dvorsky and Snuggerud, tremendous goal-scoring upside. Dvorsky, great all-around game. Kyrou, Thomas, I mean, you know what you're getting there. And Pavel Buchnevich, I put him up there because he's the 8x8. He's another 8x8 guy. He's not playing anywhere but in your top 6.
Right.
So that's why I don't think Holloway has to be a top 6 player. Good teams have depth and depth of scoring. And that's something the Blues have lacked in the last couple of years is depth of scoring. At one point last year, if the Thomas line wasn't scoring, the Blues weren't winning. That's not good. It's nice to have a line that's like really good like that, but even the Edmonton Oilers, who have 2 of the greatest players in the game, the coach splits them up. Why? Depth of scoring.
Yeah, Blackhawks used to do that too with Kane and
Taves. And then game on the line, you're down by a goal, whatever, put them back together. Now it's like, you know,
the nuclear line.
Throwing gas on a fire.
Right.
So I don't believe he has to be a top 6 player. He was drafted 14th overall. He's got good size, 6'1", probably 215. He loves to hit. He loves to get involved. He's agitator out there. Talking to guys from the Florida Panthers, and they said they didn't really like playing against him. He's annoying out there. Guess what? I'll take some annoying in this, like on this roster.
No doubt.
The only guy that was really annoying last year, 2 guys. I shouldn't say the only guy. 2 guys were Walker and Sammy Blais. But they're 4th-line players, no threat to be playing a whole lot. In fact, Sammy Blais spent most of the last part of the season in the press box. So if you got a guy at Holloway with tremendous upside that's still willing and able to deliver the hitting and the effort and the getting in your face, that to me is very valuable. So I'm not worried about this kid being a top 6 player.
Yeah. And he could, like you said, he could fill a role, and you don't have to use him, but you said the depth of scoring. I actually think the Blues heading into the last season had kind of that depth of scoring. It just didn't necessarily translate. You hope that if they can rebuild the blue line, you already have the goaltending. I think that scoring will come. Now, maybe I'm naive in thinking that, but you also spent a lot of time hemmed in your own zone last year. You know, you didn't have. It's hard to have scoring when you're constantly playing defense. And I think the Blues played way too much defense last year in order to be a playoff team.
So here's a perfect example of how depth can be valuable. We had a text from the 217. It says, is this guy projected to be better than Torpchenko? Yes. So Torpo played a lot of shifts on the third line last year. If you fast forward and you've got Schenn, Holloway, and I don't know what Saad has left in his contract, but maybe even if Torpchenko goes there, Torpchenko, Schenn, Holloway, and your fourth line of Sundqvist and whoever else you put in there, like all of a sudden that's a deep lineup.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. If you're Doug Armstrong, not only have you created a deep lineup, but your lineup has a ton of young guys, which means you're going to be good for an extended period of time. That's how you get back into a winning window. That's how you do a retool instead of a rebuild.
Yeah.
And Army really fast-forwarded this rebuild by signing those offer sheets and getting those two young players. That's going to help tremendously.
But Corey Pryman said they're number 14.
Yeah.
Oh. But that guy wrote about the Cardinals.
I thought we already eviscerated him second segment of the show today.
He's still around.
Is he, though?
Barely.
Call him. I made a phone call.
I mean, Anthony eviscerated Kirk
Hopefully he's still
Cousins
around.
last week, but
He's
continues
playing
to do so.
Hey, listen, when you are the, what was it, Gary? 6, 7, 8?
6, 7, 8.
When you're the 6, 7, 8, your job is to constantly eviscerate your team. Yeah.
We've learned that from the 6-1 hate.
Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, there are different ways to do things, including saving money, but you have to know what you're doing. Well, our guy Stewie, thankfully, he knows how to help save people some money. Stewie, what are some ways?
Anthony, there's different strokes for different folks. So sometimes people want to refinance. They want to go from a higher rate to a lower rate, enjoy the better cash flow. Sometimes you need to consolidate debt, and if you consolidate debt, that's going to get rid of those credit cards and give you some relief. Then there are those people who want to go ahead and pay their own off quicker. We took an ESPN listener. He went from a 30-year to a 20-year. His payment went up $2.50. He's 8 years. He's got 8 years, 28 years left on his loan. So he knocked off those 8 years, which translate to $74,000 saved, and his payment didn't much go up at all. So he's knocked out those years. His payment's the same. He's way ahead of the game. He's going to be painting his door orange and celebrating 20 years from now.
Yeah, I like that. We all like to celebrate, especially with victories when it comes to money. And if you're looking to do that, Stewie has got to be your first phone call. Call Stewie. He's got great ideas, great programs, always willing to help you. And we're going to give you his personal cell phone number, make it really easy for you. That number is 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Give him a call, shoot him a text, day, night, weekends, holidays, it doesn't matter. Our guy Stewie, he doesn't sleep. He's going to answer all of your questions. And if you can't remember that number, Anthony, what can they do?
You can always Google the bag alone. Thanks, Stewie.
Have a good night, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
categories, one challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. And Marsh, got a special listener on the line right now.
Yes, we do. We have Scott, who, if you were watching the Cardinals game, you may have seen him on TV, and perhaps he can expand on what happened at Busch Stadium today.
Scott, what happened, buddy?
Well, Mason Wynn hit the home run in the third inning, and I completely blew it.
What do you mean?
I dropped it. It was right to me.
Oh.
I didn't have to move to my left or right. I just stood up, bounced right off my hands, and some old lady got it 4 or 5 rows behind me.
Well, at least she got it, right?
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's not nice. No.
Well, Scott, hey, listen, you know what? Today wasn't your day at the ballpark, but maybe today is your day for a Gauntlet dub. Sound
And
good?
that was my first thought.
Okay, there you go. All right. So,
I
Scott,
need some redemption.
well, you have you at least have the opportunity. The rest is up to you. All right, Scott, would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me?
Carey, I am a diehard Illini football fan, so I'd like to take you on, sir.
All right, Scott.
Carey Davis.
I'm going to embrace it this time.
There you go. Good.
Come on, Scott.
ILL.
I and I.
Fire up chips, baby. All right. Carey, get out of there.
Hey, at least there's like some background as to why he wants to take on Carey. Sometimes just I'm taking on Carey. First round.
Yeah, they think he's easy.
What?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that.
That's what they think.
I think they think it's competition.
Well, let's find out. Scott, go ahead and tell Andrew Marsh to spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
All right, Scott, what are you hoping for?
Oh, gosh.
Don't know?
Not football.
Not football, he says.
You know what? He was waiting. He didn't want to give an
he
answer
didn't.
while the wheel was spinning.
He's smart.
He is smart.
He's
It is
smart.
random today.
Oh, man. That was my second. I didn't want that either, but...
Oh, the wheel could feel it.
Yeah, it did.
Terry played football, but that's okay.
All right, so
All right.
we're getting the launch codes here from Andrew Marsh. Thank you, Marsh. So, Scott, 4 questions, all random. Every question's worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Question 1. In 2010, who was named an honorary captain of the U.S. men's Olympic curling team? There is a hint.
Yeah.
There is a hint, Scott. This man made 2 Pro Bowls in his 14-year NFL career.
2010. 2 Pro Bowls. I'm going to have to do the options.
Sure. Vernon Davis, Antonio Gates, Frank Gore.
I believe it was Antonio Gates.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Scott, question 2. How many symphonies did Ludwig van Beethoven compose? It's a well-known fact.
How many symphonies? I have to take the options.
All right. Was it 9, 12, or 81?
Well, I'm going to say 12. 81's just too far out there.
So 12, final answer?
Final answer.
Thank you.
Question number 3. Forget Russell Wilson. When Paul Revere made his legendary midnight ride, it occurred on the eve of the Battle of...
I'll have to take the options.
Your options are the Battle of Midway, the Battle of Gettysburg, or the Battle of Lexington and Concord.
I'll say Gettysburg.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Scott, final question.
This is a struggle, man.
It's just rough. I'm
This
not
is a
going to lie,
tough one.
buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Name the year in which Furbies were released and Bruce Willis saved the world from Armageddon. Name the year in which Furbies were released and Bruce Willis saved the world from Armageddon.
I am going to take a shot here without the options. I will say 1999.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right.
Marshy, did you have a Furby?
No. Not that I know of. But I have seen the movie Armageddon.
Yes.
You know, I don't like how this is phrased. I mean, Bruce had help. He did a lot of help.
We got to get out of here.
He's the ultimate hero of that, though.
He was.
Come on.
He certainly was.
Yeah,
but again, he had help.
All right. Carey's back here.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing, Carey?
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah?
How are you?
What were you doing there? You didn't...
I was listening to, talking to Ryder and Matthew Chambers and listening to Ice Cube. It was a good day.
Ice
Oh,
Cube.
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Back at lunch, buddy.
All righty.
Random.
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Here we go. Question 1. In 2010, who was named an honorary captain of the U.S. men's Olympic curling team? There is a hint.
Okay.
This man made 2 Pro Bowls in his 14-year NFL career.
Only 2? In 14 years? I'm asking if that's you.
Wow.
This
No.
man-
I didn't mean it like
I
that.
mean, that's quite a crap sandwich.
Well, no, because it was. I mean, if you said 10, I would have better odds. Okay, options, please.
Vernon Davis, Antonio Gates, Frank Gore.
Oh, I think it was Vernon Davis. What year?
2010.
Vernon Davis. Final answer.
Question 2. How many symphonies did Ludwig van Beethoven compose?
Options.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it 9, 12, or 81?
Oh, Beethoven, eh? 9, 12, or 81?
Correct.
81 feels like a lot. 9 feels. 12, final answer.
Question number 3. Forget Russell Wilson. When Paul Revere made his legendary midnight ride, it occurred on the eve of the Battle of?
Oh, man. The British are coming. The British are coming.
Yep.
Redcoats.
Can you repeat the question, sir?
Forget Russell Wilson. When Paul Revere.
Wilson have to do with
I
this?
have no idea. I think I know why. Broncos country.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Forget Russell Wilson.
Bradford got creative.
When Paul Revere made his legendary midnight ride, it occurred on the eve of the Battle of?
I'm going to be so bothered by this. Give me the options.
Options are the Battle of Midway, the Battle of Gettysburg, or the Battle of Lexington and Concord.
Wow, I'm glad I took the options. I don't know. Wasn't Gettysburg. What was the first one?
Midway.
Midway. O'Hare? Midway? O'Hare?
It's a long way.
That's far away. Lexington and Concord?
It's 2 different
Yes.
answers.
I know. I know they are. What was it? No. Gettysburg. Lexington and O'Hare. I mean, Lexington. Lexington and Concord. Final answer. Oh, my God.
All right. Final question, Carey. Name the year in which Furbies were released and Bruce Willis saved the world from Armageddon.
Oh, we were just talking about this movie, weren't we? Mm-hmm. 90. What year did Armageddon come out? Because while we were talking about the song.
Yeah.
Don't want to close my eyes. That's it, right?
Yep.
Who sung that?
I have no clue.
Say it. Say what you want to say.
I want to say Nirvana.
I thought I was going to say Creed.
I don't know who sung
Equally
it.
as bad.
I know the song.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. There you go. All right.
And why is that song in there?
Well, his daughter, Steven Tyler's daughter, played one of the key figures in that movie. That's correct. Liv Tyler.
All right. Back to the task at hand.
All right. What year did that come out?
Did you have a Furby, Carey?
No. But I feel like it was the 90s, but I bet you it's going to be like 95, 96, 97. Give me the options.
1995, 1998, 1999.
Well, I'm glad I did. I was going to say 97. 98, 99. 99 might make more sense because everybody thought the world was going to end. But that makes too much sense for that movie. 98, final answer. You don't remember? Yeah, Y2K. Everybody thought
I was,
the world was.
I was in New York. Every mailbox, every newspaper, everything was gone for Y2K. And then we're all like, nothing happened.
The clock struck, and you were like,
Pretty much.
we're still here. All right. Good. All right, let's go.
All right, here we go. Random trivia. Scott versus
Don't like it.
Carey Davis. In 2010, who was named an honorary captain of the U.S. men's Olympic curling team? Hint, this man made 2 Pro Bowls in his 14-year NFL career.
Only 2.
Only 2, as Carey would say.
That's not what I meant, because Antonio Gates made more. I had whatever. I got it. I think.
Scott said Antonio Gates. Carey said Vernon Davis. Carey's brother. Correct answer is
Carey's brother, Vernon Davis.
the 2 are not related.
We are
Levante
not.
Davis did go to Illinois.
He did.
All right, so Carey's up 1-0. How many symphonies did Ludwig van Beethoven compose? You both said 12. Correct answer is
It is 9.
9 symphonies for Beethoven.
I think it was 81.
Carey's still up
That'd be a lot.
1-0.
He's busy, but not that busy.
No. Forget Russell Wilson. When Paul Revere made his legendary midnight ride, it occurred on the eve of the battles of... Scott, you said Gettysburg. Carey, you said Lexington and O'Hare. You actually meant Lexington and Concord. Correct answer is...
Lexington and Concord.
You know what's interesting about that
Really?
question? It says battles.
It's the battles.
Battles.
Didn't pay attention to that.
Either way, you got it right. Carey's up 2-0 on Scott.
Oh, goodness.
This is where things get interesting, though. Name the year in which Furbies were released and Bruce Willis saved the world from Armageddon. Carey, with the options, said 1998. Scott, without the options, said 1999. We know from Carey asking for the options that 1999 is, in fact, an option. If it's 1999, we're heading to a walk-off. If it's either 1995 or 1998, Carey wins, and he shuts Scott out on one of the worst days of Scott's life.
Sorry.
Scott.
You have chosen poorly.
Scott, I'm sorry. It was 1998. Carey beat you 3-0 today.
All good, man.
Good job, Scott.
Sorry, man. I do feel bad for you, Scott.
It's not really a bad day. You were on TV when they hit the home run, and you've been on the
Yeah.
radio today.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know,
Okay.
it's all good.
Scott, do you enjoy an adult beverage from time to time?
I do.
Go have yourself a nice bourbon. Get your feet up.
Absolutely.
You had a hell of a day, sir.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, Scott. Thanks, buddy.
Have a good one,
See ya.
Scott.
Thanks for
All
listening.
right. Take care.
All right. Scott's real nice. Real nice.
surprised
I'm
he didn't pick
shocked he
Marshy.
didn't take Marsh. Yeah. Because as we know,
I've
Marsh.
been losing to nice people lately.
One of them wasn't really
but
nice.
then-
He pretended. He tried to
pretended to be
pretend. He
nice.
said, I'm not really
Trash
nice.
talk.
Yeah.
By the way, how was meeting Percy yesterday? I'm sad that I missed out on.
Percy's a very nice guy. We also had an opportunity to meet Percy's
Grandson.
That's
awesome.
Yeah,
Brought
he was
him with
a really nice kid, a bright kid, like
Seemed like they
super
spent
nice.
a lot of time together.
Yeah,
Well,
they-
Percy's birthday, and he had his grandson driving him around.
Yeah,
was
he
Yep.
did. He
probably
did.
having
That's right.
a
It was his
celebratory
birthday on Tuesday.
Yep. Shout out
Percy
to
was a
Percy
great dude.
and his grandson. Absolutely. All right. Nice job, Carey.
He might be
hey,
high.
man. Nice job, buddy. Carey Davis.
By the way, we have somebody from the 314 says, "Why am I now clapping along to the Carey Davis chant in my car?"
Keep your hands on the wheel at all
Be
times.
careful, huh? Be careful.
So I should get negative points for Nirvana. I thought that was
I
spot
think
on.
you should too.
I don't know any band names.
Honestly,
I just
this
know the
is
songs.
Carey, this is one of my favorite things to do now. When you start singing a song, because he knows it, Carey knows the
I know the
songs.
songs.
He has no clue on the band, and I love it.
None.
Most of the
Surprised
time,
didn't
he
say
says
Jethro
Creed.
Tull.
Yeah, Creed, Blink
That's what Kyle
182.
from
I
the
don't
Snake
know.
Pit said. Jethro Tull.
And it was an older band.
Yeah.
Nirvana.
Which Cardinals player is on pace to be the new face of the franchise? After Lance Lynn's performance? No, probably not him. That's next on 101 ESPN. Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Cardinals get it done today against the Cincinnati Reds. They win 6-1, so they're continuing to play decent baseball in the month of September at least, giving fans that do go out and a good show. Thomas Saggese had his first hit in RBI of his major league career today, so congratulations to him. And Sonny Gray pitched very well, picked up his 13th win of the season. Jojo Romero with the save. Which Cardinals player is on pace to be the new face of the franchise? I think the answer is most likely based on what we've seen this season. The answer is Mason Wynn, right? I don't think there would be another candidate.
Well, right now, yeah, but if Jordan Walker hits his potential like spring training and starts off hot, like he was supposed to be the face.
Yep.
So if he starts hitting the ball the way we think he can, it's not that Mason Wynn isn't still important, but I think that Jordan Walker, the allure of that might make him the face. But you're right. As of right now, it would be Mason Wynn.
How much does personality impact this? Because Jordan Walker, quiet, unassuming kid, all about baseball.
Super
Mason
well
Wynn,
spoken though.
Certainly, Mason Wynn, all about baseball as well. But he's got a little flash to his game, and I wonder if when we're talking about face of the franchise, I wonder if that also plays into it.
Well, I think it does because look at how popular Lars Nootbaar got.
Yep,
Lars had barely played any baseball, and some of it when he was at his most popular, he was playing very average. Mm-hmm. But because he had such personality, energy, all that stuff,
right?
He became, he's the face of the franchise. Heck, he's the face of the WBC, and him and Shohei are best friends, and he's like worldwide now because he just, not even because of baseball.
Yeah, just because he had a personality.
Yeah.
Now, if Jordan Walker becomes Albert Pujols, CD, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, why'd you do that?
I was going to say more that? Aaron Judge. Pujols is like...
Oh, he's not not good enough for you?
Well, nah, it's a little bit higher.
Anthony, 424. Kerry Davis says Albert Pujols not good enough in his books.
Thank you. Kerry, it makes me sad to hear you say that.
I don't know how you got that out of that. It's like having a conversation with other people in my life.
I've had those. I'm like, are you hearing properly? Anthony?
Yeah. Anthony, what are you doing?
Probably not.
Pay attention.
Ty Cobb.
Exactly. I think
Albert all the way.
It always is, Janet.
I think it is Mason Wynn. I wonder if he can stay healthy and if his first 2 years here have been kind of, I would say, very hard on him. But what about Wilson Contreras as being the face? If staying healthy, not getting thrown under the bus by the entire team and getting
it's just the pitching staff.
No, I mean, the rest of them didn't say anything, so I'm putting them all on it.
Okay.
They got on. They were willing passengers.
Hell
on the bus. Yes. Now, the pitching staff was driving the bus.
And the other players didn't
turns.
say, hey,
it was
look
an
out.
8-hour drive, and they took turns.
Okay.
Hey, your turn. You drive. You drive. You drive. And the other guys were just I didn't know. It was a passenger. So we just had
How many guys took turns?
5 starting, and then... Well, it's really just those 5.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know if the other teammates were taking turns too.
Nah, just those 5.
Okay.
Yep. They didn't want to have too many.
I just think it's
good that way.
I just think you have to factor in kind of the youth of it all, right? I mean, I think it's got to be almost an ascending player, somebody that you know. I actually think too, it really matters if the guy is a farm system player or not, a homegrown player. Maybe it shouldn't, but
I don't think so. Because I think Nolan Arenado and Goldschmidt weren't and they have been the face. Have they not? Have they never been the face?
They were.
Yeah. Why are you hesitating? What are you thinking? Tell me your thoughts.
I think of previous face of the franchise players.
Mm-hmm. What did they do?
Albert.
We say the same thing.
Stan Musial,
What did they do?
Well, can't go Ozzy. Ozzy wasn't a homegrown player.
What did they do that's different from these guys that you speak of?
What did they do? They won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Like one game, one in the regular season.
And postseason and World Series and things like that.
Those matter?
They should.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It certainly helped.
Maybe it doesn't matter, but I think there's something to. No, not
It matters to you.
That's your questions. I'm talking about more the farm system. The players being homegrown. I don't know if it matters to be the face of the franchise. For me, I think it's different when a player comes up. He's drafted here, he was developed here, or he was signed internationally and brought in, like Acuna was for the Braves. I think that kind of matters if the young man grew up in the organization. Adam Wainwright wasn't drafted here, but he developed here.
But he grew up in the organization. Yeah. Let's be real.
Would that change? And now I know we're talking about something different, but for those two, had they have won, or if they win a championship,
who's that?
Goldschmidt and Arenado being the faces. You don't think that?
No, I think they probably are. They have been.
Okay,
they have been. I think it's different. Let me rephrase. They have been. Mm-hmm. I think it's different when they're homegrown.
Yes, I agree.
I think it's just a different feeling.
I do think it's Mason Wynn. I think he has the highest upside right now. I think he's the one, if you were looking at this roster, that, it's going to be hard to make it to an All-Star game with all of the shortstops that you have in the National League. But he's probably the most likely, despite all of the talent at shortstop in the National League,
right,
of anybody else on this roster other than Ryan Helsley. But he's about to be 30 years old, so I don't know, and I don't know if a closer could be the face. Unless you're Mariano Rivera. I think he was.
Yeah, but even he wasn't the face.
Jeter was. Jeter was.
What about K-Rod? Yeah. Maybe Eric Gagne during those.
Yeah,
years.
Eric Gagne. But
you still like.
Right.
Yeah, we're trying to pull names out of a hat.
If Mariano Rivera wasn't, then it's going to be real tough for a closer to be. Yeah. All right, we've got the Sports Six Pack coming up. So if you've got a question for us, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Again, we got our Sports Six Pack next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals win 6-1 today over the Cincinnati Reds. We just got done talking about which player is on pace to be the new face of the franchise. If you missed any of our conversations at all regarding your Cardinals, NFL, whatever, the Blues, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Tonight we have Thursday Night Football to kick off Week 2 of the NFL season. It is the Dolphins and the Bills. You can listen to that right here on 101 ESPN with the pregame starting at 6:30. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next. If you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
With Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh with your questions via the Air Comfort Service text line for the Sports Six-Pack.
Question number 1.
All right, we get a question from the 618. Was the Will Levis flick 6 the most embarrassing play since the butt fumble? That is the most Titans thing to ever Titan.
Okay, so it was bad. The butt fumble was bad. Are we letting Leon Lett off the hook here for his duo?
Well, he was saying since the butt fumble, though.
Since. Okay.
So if we're talking about like all time, that's Leon Lett.
I got a good one. How about Jacoby Myers?
That was way backwards. That was way worse.
Yep.
Which one?
Marsh wins. So remember when the Patriots
Andre Stevenson went in him too?
So the Patriots were in Vegas to play the Raiders a couple of years ago.
Okay.
It was a tie game.
Oh,
Ramondre Stevenson broke off a long run, and then it was the last play of the game. For some reason, flipped it back to
Jacoby
Myers, who then tried to throw it all the way back to Mac Jones, one of the most unathletic human beings I think you're going to find, and it got picked off by Chandler Jones.
And he took it to the house to win the game.
And he took it to the house. Like Mac Jones tried to kind of somewhat sort of get in his way. And he went to the house for like a fumbled pick 6.
Oh, wow.
Game over.
Nailed it. That's it.
I think that, I can't think of another one.
Wow.
That's the worst.
That was worse. That was
Papa Bill had to be really pleased with that.
That was the most un-Bill Belichick moment you'll ever see.
For a team that is coached by a coach that is so
detailed
and has them so prepared to make plays.
Yeah.
The game is tied, gentlemen.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What the hell are y'all doing?
Get out of bounds.
That was ridiculous.
Like if you were losing, okay, you do your thing. Yeah. Doesn't matter. But you were tied.
I honestly know that they had like a brain fart. Like it just happened.
Something
at an inopportune time.
Yeah.
Like Ramondre Stevenson flipped it back and Jacoby's like,
I gotta do that
score.
too. Right.
Yeah, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
Wow.
I know the situation.
Is there another one that comes to mind?
No.
Just dumb play. Like when did the butt fumble happen in what, like 2010, 2009, like around that time?
Yeah, that was a good.
So the butt fumble, we often talk about Mark Sanchez. The butt he ran into was Brandon Moore, one of my teammates from college.
Really?
Yeah. Played defensive line his entire
Big boy
career.
had a big butt too.
He did. Played D tackle his entire career in college. And then the Jets signed him as an undrafted free agent, played right guard, started at right guard for like 10, 11 years.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah. He had a good year. Good career, I mean. No, Marsh, I can't think.
That's one of the worst ones. Oh no! Hold on. The Dallas Cowboys put Zeke under center one time to run a play,
Yeah.
Was it a playoff game?
Oh, and he got massacred.
It was in San Francisco. It was the last play of the game.
We were
It was dumb, but it didn't impact it.
But
Like Marsh with the Raiders, like that, you win. Like that.
That was bad. That was bad.
Oh, yeah.
That was they were trying to win the game. That was like the final play of the game.
I felt like they were.
No,
I felt like it was in doubt still.
No,
The
they
Dallas
needed.
game?
Yes, I'm pretty sure they were trying. That was like a trick play they were running to try to score.
I know it was the last play of the game.
Sure was trick.
It was almost like they didn't like Zeke anymore. And they,
get him out of here.
Somebody had beef with Zeke.
Yeah,
and they put him at center all alone
by himself.
Yeah,
I guess that's what all alone means, huh?
Yeah.
I'm watching the play right now.
Which one?
The Jacoby Myers play.
That was bad.
It was that's the worst.
Was that 2 years ago or was that last year?
That was 2 years ago, I think.
That was 2 years ago.
Someone on the text line said it was last year, and they said he's catching a stray, and it wasn't him. It totally was him.
It was absolutely Jacoby Myers.
It was Ramondre.
Now he's on the Raiders now.
He's on the Raiders now.
But I couldn't remember if he was on the Raiders last season as well.
I'm pretty sure that was 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago as well.
Yeah. I'm almost positive that was 2022.
Okay, so he was on the team. This is his second year. So, yeah, that was 2022.
Yep.
Okay.
Question number 2.
All right. We're getting the some more coming in here. Jim Marshall, the wrong way.
Yeah, that was bad. Vikings. Many moons ago.
Here's a great question from the 636. Which one of you would survive and thrive in a Bills tailgate?
I think I would.
I think Carey would. I think Jamie would. I think
he would survive the tailgate, but he wouldn't remember who was playing the game.
Don't matter.
Yeah.
I think each and every one of us would survive.
We're getting out of there.
Yeah.
Tables, jumping through them and all.
I ain't worried.
Not at all.
Here's the thing about the fast thing you got to remember: we're all psychopaths.
Yeah.
It's just varying degrees of psycho.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I think all of us have got enough game for that. Problem is, could they survive us at their tailgate?
Good goal.
Are you jumping through a table?
You got to.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to.
No, I know you have to, but are you?
Yes.
You got to.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Absolutely.
How far up are you jumping?
As far
As far as it's going to take to break that puppy.
Top of a RV?
Yeah.
Now it's on fire.
I want good distance. I want to break that thing. Last thing I want to do is bounce off that table.
Right.
If it's on fire, are you doing it?
Do they have fire extinguishers readily available?
I don't know. They do have snow.
How deep into the day are we?
We just got there.
Is it how deep into the day are we, or how many drinks are you?
That's what he means.
Same thing.
To your interpretation, okay? Yeah. If
Deeper
I'm a
into the
bottle
day,
of
Marsh
bourbon
means
into it,
more-
I'm probably
more
head
drinks.
planting with my head on fire. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But no.
Probably not. No, I'm probably not jumping into it.
You know you would, Anthony. All it would take is somebody to do it ahead of you and then be like, yeah, you do it. And you'd be like, yeah, quick, Carey, light me on fire.
If I could just slightly adjust, it would be somebody saying, I did that better than anybody. Okay, there we go. Stretching out.
Anthony would look like Fire Marshal Bill at the end of it.
What happened to your face? I don't know. We had a great time, though.
Be awesome.
Question number 3.
All right, this one comes from FedEx Brian. Jamie, could the Blues have a version of Joe Sakic and Peter Forsberg in Robert Thomas and Dalibor Dvorsky?
Wow.
Those guys are pretty good.
Loaded question.
So
Still
bad.
answer it.
Two of the greatest players to ever play
ever,
in the
Bob.
NHL. The question was, could they have a version, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, version.
They could have a version, yes.
Like Kmart version, or like where are we
just
at?
Whatever, it's a version, right? Like
What? I want to know what version would it be? Like are we Amazon Prime version? Like it's similar? Is it is it Kmart Timu? Timu, yeah. What version? You get the Amazon Prime most chosen one. It's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
What version are we speaking of?
So if we're talking about we'll use department stores.
Okay.
Let's say that Sakic and Forsberg are like Neiman Marcus.
Okay.
You know, like high price. Supposed to be the best of the best. I know there's better stores, but I'm just trying to keep it simple here right now. Yeah, we got like Nordstrom.
Oh, okay.
Not bad.
Like Nordstrom's Rack or
Nordstrom's Rack?
What?
Or off, they got the, that's what he's talking about, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Nordstrom.
Fifth Ave.
Yeah, Joe
More like
Sachs on
Nordstrom.
Fifth Ave.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you're not Macy's. You're not Kohl's. You're Nordstrom.
Hey, you know who shops at Kohl's? Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Well, he
Does he
doesn't.
play like Kohl's?
His wife shops there.
Yeah.
And then
picks
dresses
out.
him.
And makes him wear what she picks.
Yep.
You know what they call those guys, huh?
Good husbands?
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Keep
Guys.
going.
Yeah.
Why
Good guys.
why
Good
would
guys.
you ask?
Yeah,
Why would you ask?
Good husbands.
Who asked? Don't ask him.
Okay. Hey, we got some tickets to give away right now. So you can score a pair of tickets to Blues and Brews on Friday, September 20th at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. Get fired up for the blues season at this outdoor street party featuring live music from country music star Matt Stell and St. Louis's own Charles Glenn Group, plus appearances by Braden Shen, Jake Neighbors, Dylan Holloway, Philip Broberg, Drew Bannister, and Blues alumni. Here's your trivia question today. Carey mentioned 2 airports, one of which was part of his answer for the Gauntlet question. Which airport did he say in the Gauntlet? He said it in an answer. Which airport was it? Text in now to win free tickets to Blues and Brews, 314-399-9646. We continue our Sports Six-Pack next.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you are a contractor or you own a business that needs recycling, or if you just have some things in your home that you need to recycle yourself, you can learn more about my good friends over at Scrap Mart Metals. They can help you get that done. They are tailor-made for your business. They can meet your schedule and your budget. If you're a contractor, they understand that job site cleanup can be a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed at how the scrap metals add up and how it can truly help your business's cash flow. If you own heavy equipment, it breaks down often, gets frustrating. You have to repair it over and over and over again. Eventually, it will come time where it breaks down for good. You're going to have to end your suffering. Scrap Mart will come and get that equipment out of your way. They'll haul it to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. Copper wire, brass, stainless steel, aluminum, batteries, electric motors, steel, cast iron, and more. It is recycling made easy. Just go to scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you rolling. Again, that's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
All right, we continue our Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Marsh, go.
Question number 4.
All right, we get a question from the 312. This is from Warren in Chicago.
Hey, Warren.
You personally get to make one move to improve the 2025 Cardinals. What are you doing?
Brent Rooker. Trade for Brent
Seriously?
Rooker.
You get to make any move?
I'm assuming it's got to be somewhat.
What the hell are we talking about?
I'm assuming it's got to be somewhat realistic. Or else, just give me.
He didn't tell me that.
Okay, Otani.
Yeah.
There's your middle of the order.
Yep.
And your starting
trade for
pitcher.
trade for
We're good.
Shohei Otani.
Cardinals in the playoffs again.
Don't even trade for him. Just they
waived him.
Yeah.
And we picked him up.
And they're going to pay his contract.
And they're going to pay his contract.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so if Shohei Otani's unavailable.
Yeah. And the move is somewhat realistic.
Okay.
Give me Rooker. I'll put him in the middle of the lineup, and hopefully my offense then can be set. And then I deal with the internal options when it comes to upgrading my pitching staff. But if I can get a cleanup hitter, the thought would be that production will be there from my offense. Because if I don't have a cleanup hitter, it's like basically not having a good quarterback. You know, good luck.
I want a starting pitcher.
I want Logan Gilbert.
Yeah, he was good the other day.
He's just good overall. I just don't know. I don't know what the path is to get him.
Well, you missed that.
That'd be tough.
You missed it. You're right. Before this year, Gorman plus
something else might have done it.
Might have interested them.
Not anymore.
Not so
Way
much.
to go.
But not tonight.
There you go.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in Garrett Cole?
Yes, of course.
He's 34. Has an opt-out.
Yeah, he's number 1. So, yes. Of course.
Blake Snell? He'll be back.
Yes.
I would certainly kick the tires on Blake Snell.
I had Blake Snell a Cardinal just for Dylan Carlson. You saw what the Cardinals got for him.
You didn't.
Should have had me as the president.
You didn't do enough, Anthony.
What's that?
Didn't do enough.
Who didn't?
You.
I didn't?
To make it happen, yes.
I said it on radio.
Anthony, you're not keeping the Cardinals accountable.
You aren't.
But that's what people say. They're like, you don't hold people accountable. So I said it on air. It should have happened.
You got to call them directly and call them out directly.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't like to point fingers at all. You're a problem. You're a big problem, Carey.
He pointed that finger, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he had 3 more pointing right back at him.
Nah, I kind of did that.
So he pointed at Marshy.
So 1 finger for Carey and 3 for Marshy.
Yeah.
Wow. Now the thumb is pointing at Jamie. Keep trying.
Listen, I don't like to point fingers at all, guys. But you guys are problems. You guys are big problems.
All right, Spider-Man.
Thumb's kind of creepy.
Is it?
Yeah. Especially when he wiggles it around.
Ugh.
You remember
Question number 5.
No.
Brilliant. What's wrong with you guys?
Oh, man.
There was one.
You all right over there?
To the Charlie horse.
There was one time. Do you have one?
You ain't seen me jump a couple of times. I know Jamie's seen me like kick my leg out.
I just thought it was like
mustard. I got some hydration packets.
rough day, huh, buddy?
I did legs this morning.
Did you?
Can you
Nice.
tell?
Oh yeah, look at
Yeah.
Nicely shaved too.
So the bottom list. So do you have from the lower part of my leg down to my ankle? I don't grow hair there anymore from like years of getting it taped. Like the rest of my leg has hair on it, but the part where the tape starts right below the calf
Yeah,
and
that's
all
nice
the way
and
down.
smooth there.
Very smooth.
I bet those calves look great in heels.
I don't know.
No?
Not my thing.
That was weird.
I don't see Carey in a stiletto, but a nice wedge. I can see that.
That was weird all the way around.
Are you sure the kids aren't still saying the word weirdo?
Thank you, Marsh. Yeah. Jason from the Snake Pit. You all spicy. It's not even 5 o'clock hour yet.
It's not.
We're knocking on the door, though.
Yeah, we are.
We're a little early today.
All right.
Question number 5.
From the 636, will NFL offensive line penalties be the major downfall for all the teams this year?
No, because the NFL won't allow it to keep happening.
Bingo.
That was a week one point for referees, I'm sure, to make sure that the linemen were on sides and not having an unfair advantage.
Yep.
But what they'll do is have a conversation, and I'm sure they had it after week one. You're disrupting the flow of the game. And I'm talking about the people that are ahead of the NFL, on top.
Right.
So they'll figure it out, and it'll be a way that there won't be. I'm sure you won't see as many flags this week.
And the players, too. Like, for a lot of those guys, like some of the guys had, some reps in preseason. But this week one, you're getting your first full game, and there's a little rust. Maybe some of the timing is off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it'll clean up pretty quick.
I agree. Yeah, Carey's right. This isn't Major League Baseball where they're like, we made changes. We're going to stick with them for decades.
Yeah. We'll revisit this after week one. Fellas, want the games to keep going smoothly.
Week one is a Thursday night. On Friday, they're like, hey, cool it.
Stop it. Fix it.
Cool it. All right. It's a Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Speaking of the NFL.
Oh.
What was got one more? That was only 5.
Hey, go one more. Who cares,
Let's
Anthony?
get one
Come
more
on.
in.
Could be in that guy.
No, you're not that guy, pal.
Whoa.
Go ahead, Marshy.
Question number 6.
Well, she has a good one.
Is it because of the whole finger thing?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I do have a good one from the 314. Thoughts on Mike Schilt getting the Padres within striking distance of the playoffs?
Oh, good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Did we not know he was a good manager? Or is that... What did he ever do here?
He's a good man.
All he did is get the Cardinals in the playoffs each year he managed, correct?
Yeah.
Except for the first one when he took over.
Well, but
right.
that was
halfway through the year.
Yeah.
It doesn't count.
He almost did, though.
What has he done here? He didn't, he won a lot of games.
He won games and he got bounced in the playoffs. Kind of the status quo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would take that right. We would take that.
I ain't even mad right now. You know what? The Padres have a hell of a team. They've put a ton of money into that team. They've tried a couple of different variations of it. Now they got a manager who got these star players to buy into winning baseball. We're just playing small ball. Do whatever it takes to win baseball. Good for them. Good for Mike Schilt.
Dr. Smooshy Poops from the Snake Pit has a really good hypothetical. He said, imagine if we'd have just traded Jack Flaherty and Alex Reyes instead of Alcantara and Gallen, and also O'Neill instead of Arozarena. Like, that's really interesting.
You picked the wrong one.
Why? Yep. Tyler O'Neill had 30 bombs this year. Walk-off bomb last night.
He ain't doing that here.
Bring him back. Bring him back. No? I tried.
Doesn't hit.
Him and Jack Flaherty, they're not coming back.
This one.
Yeah.
What?
I just said that chant, it just doesn't hit the same as the Carey Davis.
really
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I tried,
the
guys.
Izzy
You know,
one.
it's all about trying things.
Yep. You know what? You're right, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to try.
That's right.
All right.
Hard work counts for something still.
100%. Ask the Cardinals. They're working hard down there. Carey, you bring this up all the time.
You do, Carey.
Working
You're a big
hard.
fan.
All right, we got our NFL Week 2 Pick'em Challenge. We got some big games this weekend.
Too bad that I already forgot who I picked.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I have to pull that out. I mean, up.
Biggest upset of the week, lock of the week, and the matchup that's keeping you up all night. That's next on 101 ESPN. You're sick, Jamie.
Challenge on 101 ESPN.
Refreshed by Bud Light.
Well, you sure know how to pick them.
Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. We got our NFL Week 2 Pick'em Challenge, Fastlane versus the Rizzuto Show. It is refreshed by our friends at Bud Light.
Yeah, baby.
All right, boys. Let's go through some of these matchups right now. We'll save the Thursday night game, which is it kicks off here in a couple of hours right here on 101 ESPN.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, we will save that one to the bottom of the hour.
Okay.
But let's talk about Jamie's middle child versus Jamie's youngest. Bucks at Lions.
Yeah, that was
How you dealing with
that was a real Stalter's choice.
Yeah,
Having to make my pick on that one there.
Okay.
I as good as Shaky Bakey and those guys were, I don't think they replicate what they did last week against the Lions, especially in Detroit. That's a highly motivated team. Dan Campbell's got that team playing very well. I picked the Lions in this one.
Gary?
In that game, I would choose the Lions as well. I think they are, what I saw last week, Jameson Williams coming on, having his best game of his career to this point. Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't really get going, so I would assume that this week he's going to have a better game. And the running game between those two running backs, Montgomery and Gibbs, I love it. Like, I love how the balance that they have where they both get the same amount of touches, essentially, whether it's in the pass game for Gibbs or running the ball for Montgomery. I like the Lions.
Marshy?
Yeah, the Lions are the safe pick here. And if there's anything that I learned after week 1, it's to not really go off the board. And so with all of my picks, maybe except for one, I would say that I have been a straight shooter here, and I'm definitely picking the favorites.
Yeah.
That's good, Marsh. You know what that means? You have the ability to learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
Very good. That's a great quality.
So I'm going with the Vikings over the 49ers. No, I'm kidding.
Until that.
I'm going to go with the Lions, too. We saw this playoff matchup a year ago. I think Baker Mayfield, I used to be, very hard on Baker Mayfield, but the guy gives the Buccaneers kind of this...
He gives them swagger.
Swagger.
How weird is that?
Yeah.
The guy that's been kicked around the league gives this team swagger.
It used to be like kind of false swagger, but
you're right.
He gets to Tampa and everything.
Think it was.
And clearly it wasn't, right? Like this is who he is. I also think there are still limitations.
Oh, yeah.
He's a shorter guy. He can't see over the line. A lot of times what that happens is you start to sail your passes, and against good defenses, you get into trouble. This is a really good Detroit defense. I don't think there's any shame if the Buccaneers go to Detroit and lose.
No.
But I'm going to take the better team, especially at home. And I don't think the Lions played their best game last week, which is probably a good thing because they won. So give me the Lions as well. Cincinnati at Kansas City. I think this one's kind of a layup.
All in favor?
What? Chiefs. Oh.
No, you didn't.
What?
Who'd you pick?
Who did I pick in our Pick'em Challenge?
Yeah.
I picked the Chiefs.
So then what do you sit there mumbling about?
What are we picking up on right now?
Yeah.
I think the Bengals have a bit of a bounce back. I do.
Okay, so define bounce back.
They play much better than they did last week.
They're not going to win.
Well.
Oh, my.
I picked the Chiefs.
What's your problem with the Chiefs?
I don't have a problem with the Chiefs.
He does, clearly.
I don't think the Chiefs are going to three-peat. I know you disagree because you are a Chiefs fan now.
Mm-hmm.
But
especially after week 1.
And we agreed to not go against the Chiefs, but that was just for that Super Bowl.
No,
that was it for the Super Bowl run. Was going with the Chiefs. I think, I said Cincinnati had some issues last week. See if they correct them.
I think you have issues this week.
Only this week?
A little extra this week.
All right.
Yeah.
He's cramping up. He's clearly distracted.
Yeah.
Great. Here's my take here on the Bengals. Like, watch on what last week looked. The offensive line was a problem, and Joe Burrow is banged up, doesn't look right. I think maybe in a couple of weeks the Bengals might be okay. Jamar Chase is still, the go-to guy and all that. T. Higgins, we'll see if he plays. But the defensive line got pushed around big time. Pass rush was fine, but not great.
Yeah, they got bullied all over the field.
They did by a Patriots team that, let's be honest, is not good. So, yeah, give me Kansas City.
Guys, quickly, I have one for you.
All right.
I think I know the answer to this, but I did have to pause and look and kind of evaluate the Colts at Green Bay.
I got the Colts.
I picked the Colts too, but I did have to pause and kind of go over and say,
Yeah. I just don't trust Malik Willis.
Yeah, if Jordan Love is playing, I'm probably taking the Packers. Jordan Love is out. I don't know what Malik Willis is. I don't think any of us is.
A human being.
He's a human. In terms of being a good quarterback, I don't know
not. Yeah.
what.
What if he's the next C.J. Stroud?
It'd be amazing.
Except for he wasn't in Tennessee.
Yeah, that was Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
That was a bad team.
Hey.
It's Tennessee.
Tennessee. All right. I got the Colts in this one because of the Jordan Love situation. Now,
I do too.
Is that the one that that's kind of kept you up at night?
No.
So what's the matchup that has, and we'll get to the upsets and all that, but what's the matchup that has driven you kind of bat blank crazy? Tonight, yeah,
Yep.
I'm with you.
Tonight.
Yep. All right, well, we'll hold off again on that one. Do you have a different answer than tonight, Carey?
No.
I did go bounce. I did bounce back and forth, Carey, between the Giants and the Commanders.
Don't.
But then I realized that Daniel Jones is still the quarterback for New York, and I went with the Commanders.
Yeah, good call on
Malik
that.
Neighbors is questionable, too.
Is he?
Yeah.
He'll play.
Not
Daniel Jones questionable?
Well, he's a questionable quarterback, that's for sure.
There you go, Marcy.
I don't think tonight is a keep you up at night kind of matchup.
Ooh, I think it is.
No, I totally think it is.
You don't
I
Buffalo.
like Miami.
Yeah, you don't. I forget
like
how
Miami.
much you dislike Buffalo.
Well, again,
he's hated Buffalo.
No,
Deep
His entire life.
embedded
Buffalo.
passion.
3 of the 4 people in their secondary are different from last year. I think we love what DeMar Hamlin, what he represented when he was able to, come back and be able to play after that scary injury. But I don't know what they're going to do with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle when they're running past them.
Carey, I think this is the part where we're supposed to say save it.
Yeah, save it. All right, upset of the week. Marsh, go.
I smell what you're stepping in.
I was surprised to see this, but the Rams are actually an underdog taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
Carolina?
You'll never say that for the whole year.
Oh, yeah.
I have the Rams beating the Cardinals, even though they are technically the underdog.
Yeah, I'm with you. That was the one I circled.
I did
too.
the same thing.
Yeah.
So if Arizona can figure out how to get Marvin Harrison Jr. involved in the game plan.
Well, he was involved. He's wide open.
If you throw him the ball.
Well, that's not Kyler Murray's problem.
No, it is. It is his problem. And they were actually beating the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo last week at one point.
What was the final score?
And they lost. Because he didn't see Marvin Harrison Jr. running
was up on
wide
Miami.
open down the field.
Atlanta was up on Pittsburgh. The good teams win in the end. The bad teams find a way. So.
I don't know that Arizona is a bad team just yet.
No, that's true. They shouldn't be in the same category as
the Atlanta Falcons. Not at all.
No, the Falcons are one. I mean, they may win 3 games this year. May.
I feel so bad for you.
Nah, don't. I'm used to it. All right.
6, 7, 8.
The 6, 7, 8.
Right.
What's your lock? We didn't do lock.
Let's see here. Oh, wow. I actually didn't think about that. Somebody else go first.
Seattle
Chargers.
over the New England Patriots.
Okay.
Oh, the
That's your
Chargers.
lock.
Yeah.
That's my lock.
A lot of people thought Seattle played well last week.
They're all right.
They weren't that great. I kept hearing, Seattle, they're flying.
Team.
They're flying all around. I'm like, they had the one safety. They were backed up constantly.
They should not lose, though.
They shouldn't lose
they
that
shouldn't
game
lose.
at
You're
all.
right.
Oh, you talking about New England?
Yeah, they're playing New England.
They should win. Yes,
New
I
England
agree.
is going to surprise
My lock is the Chargers over the Panthers.
Same season.
No.
Mine is the Baltimore Ravens over the Raiders. The Raiders.
What's wrong, Marshy?
Oh, I'm just looking up what I wanted the bet the board pick to be, and will the opening kickoff be a touchback? And it was at minus 150 the other day. It's at minus 155. I hate that.
This
Sorry
is
about your
at
car,
minus
man.
200 every game. Because the first kickoff never doesn't. It's always into the end zone.
Sorry about your car there, Marshy. All right. Are the Cardinals the infamous ex-girlfriend? We'll explain next on 101.
Can't get rid of them.
So Andrew Marsh had kind of an interesting scenario slash hypothetical slash analogy as it relates to the Cardinals and ex-girlfriends. Marsh, take it away.
All right, so we had Tommy Edman, 2 consecutive home runs for the Los Angeles Dodgers, back-to-back days. Tyler O'Neill, 30th home run of the year, was a walk-off. Lane Thomas, 3 of 4 with 4 ribbies for Cleveland. We know that the Cardinals like to get rid of players, and then, well, those players seem to do better with other teams. And I just think that the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Yeah. So the Cardinals, the ex-girlfriend.
Getting rid of you.
Getting rid of you.
Because you think that things are better.
We can do better than you.
Absolutely.
So the Cardinals are getting rid of them?
Yes. They're
Okay.
dumping them.
Yeah. And
Only
then
to realize.
Then the ex-girlfriend goes on to thrive with their new boyfriend?
No, not at all.
What?
Whoa. Wait, what?
What are you talking about?
I'm confused.
No,
I'm
the
totally
Cardinals
confused.
are the ex-girlfriend. They
so-
don't thrive.
The Cardinals.
Oh,
yes.
they think that they can do better.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See what you did
We
there.
got a new man, they said. And in reality, that new man
He's got no job.
has got no job.
Got a bit of a substance abuse problem.
Oh,
My goodness.
wow.
What? I mean, what?
I mean, he could be bad without having that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Says he's going to work every day. He's not.
It's not.
He's going to the bar.
Sitting in his car.
Sit in his car.
Waiting for the
with a
hours to
six-pack.
pass by. Yeah.
It's on his phone.
No, he doesn't have a phone. Can't afford it.
Oh,
She's using her phone.
She pays for
Yeah.
it.
It's on her program.
Yeah.
He has to take the kid's phone.
Yep. So here's the.
Painting a good picture, boys? Yeah?
How was work today? Great.
That's a tough day at work.
Tough day. Oh, man.
I could really use a drink.
Been staring at a screen all day.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. Anyways, so are there any of the former players that the Cardinals really missed on? Like Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah,
We talked about Tyler O'Neill.
Let's just be honest. Every single one of the damn players, they miss him. They miss him so much, Anthony.
They could be in such a better place.
So let's just for fun, because I was thinking about this in my head. Let's just for fun. Imagine the Cardinals roster. Tommy Edman, center field. The current version of Tyler O'Neill, left field. Randy Arozarena, right field.
Yeah.
Let's see, who else here did we?
Zach Gallen.
Zach
I was about to say,
Gallen,
you want to do the
Sandy Alcantara.
Yeah.
Jack Flaherty. Let's bring him
Seriously,
back.
if you just kept everybody.
That's right.
If you just kept everybody, you didn't move on from anybody. You gave them whatever 1-year deals, 2-year
Even
deals,
Paul
3-year.
DeYoung off the bench. Have you seen this guy hit the ball?
He had more home runs
I
than
think he's
all
got
the Cardinals.
25 dingers.
This is like, I got to do this now. This is pathetic. Like, hold on here.
So this is
You
a
gonna
version
make
of the
you gonna
game
make
I
a
wanted to
lineup?
play the other day.
Yeah.
Let's do
You gonna
that.
make a lineup?
Okay, so
Let's make a lineup.
hold on. Forget the lineup for a second. Let's just
No,
go
let's
over.
build a lineup.
Okay,
You're gonna
easy.
get
I want to
you
do the
gotta get
defensive
Otherwise, we don't have
position.
time, Anthony.
Let's
I
get
want
the
to do the
positioning.
position.
Positions
Yeah.
first, and then we can do
Jeez.
all the positions.
Yeah, that's what I
All
meant.
9 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
I think I'd keep Mason Wynn, though.
I would
yeah,
probably keep.
Mason Wynn.
I thought we were doing former players.
Well, no, you could just
saying
build
if
the
you
best
kept-
roster.
we're building
gotcha.
If you kept those players, O'Neill and lefts.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, you're doing
He's
that.
better
I'm
than-
going to batting order, and he's going all
We're
around.
gonna
the
do
game.
the- we're
You
gonna
got
go
to
to
the
the batting
defensive
order.
positioning first.
I can tolerate it from him, okay? Because he doesn't quite understand. He doesn't listen very well, and you know he has trouble reading, okay? I cannot tolerate it from you, a college graduate.
Hey,
Come on, Anthony. We know you paid somebody.
don't be mad at the delivery guy. It's not his fault he can't read.
Oh man. Elliot says Ozuna at DH.
He's so bad. He wants to do the lineup
He
so
wants to.
bad.
He's been wanting to do the line. Remember yesterday before the
I should have my
show?
pen ready. I'm just saying.
So bad. Like, what are you doing? We promised
That's
we will do the
awesome.
lineup after we get the
Yes.
positions.
We're wasting time. Do your damn
We got
positions.
plenty. All right, so O'Neill and lefts. All right. Win it short.
Batting first, of course.
Yep,
Easy on that. So Arenado and Goldschmidt are still there.
Yeah, who'd be our second baseman? Is it Brendan Donovan?
We can't put Tommy Edman in second base?
Well, we put him in center field. So, okay,
we can
but
figure somebody else out.
no,
in
center field. You could have Ciani.
I mean, you could put Edmund in center field, Donovan at second, Contreras,
Would you rather have? You'd rather have Edman at second.
and then in right, what?
I'd rather have
Arozarena?
Edman at second.
Rosarena, yeah.
Put Edman at second and put Ciani in center.
Whatever. That's fine.
I think that's a lineup. See, now I'm with you.
Are we putting Ciani in center field, or are we putting Harrison Bader in center field?
No,
Ciani.
Ciani. Put Edmund at second.
It's not that
All right.
much. Like,
So where's Donovan playing?
He's not. This is what we have.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Edmund,
the DH? Now
you can't.
Now we
you
can.
can't.
Why?
Because you would lose Zach Allen and
that's right.
Alcantara.
What do you mean?
Because we traded those guys for us.
Traded for us.
We can't.
This fictional lineup thing is confusing.
You got someone follow the rules.
No, we get to bring back players if we want them.
But
we never
players
traded anybody.
away. Players we traded away.
No,
can
we
bring
didn't
them
trade
back.
anybody.
Well, we did. We traded Alcantara.
Yeah.
Allen.
Who's your DH?
Ooh.
Okay.
Are we missing somebody that we dealt?
Well, you got Adolis Garcia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. All right.
You can put him in center field.
You put him in DH too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're right. Okay.
I'd put him in right. I'd put a Rosarena as the DH.
Sure.
Okay.
Pitching, Alcantara. Gallon.
Mm-hmm.
You got Flaherty?
Flaherty.
I think Sonny Gray.
I like Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray sticks.
Yeah, because you signed him. You didn't-
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Got to be another pitcher out there.
Still a problem.
I mean, that's pretty decent.
Palante. Just go put
Put
Palante.
Palante in there?
I just feel like we could do better.
Yeah,
Who else you
I
got?
do too.
Yeah, but who?
There's got to be somebody we're missing.
A pitcher?
Yeah.
I mean, does Jordan Montgomery look different if he stays with St.
no.
Louis?
No.
You
I think he's a product of Yachty, and I think he was a product of Mike
Jose
Maddox.
Quintana?
Yeah, Quintana's pretty
We
good.
bringing back coaching staffs too?
No.
Nah.
No, we don't. We won't need a coaching staff with this team.
Right.
9 All-Stars.
I don't know. We'll just fifth. Like, you could do anything there.
Whoever.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right, now we can do your lineup.
Okay, go ahead, Carey.
Now. Show us Mason wins.
Win.
Burleson could be the DH, too.
We could be bad off the bench. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Have bad off the bench.
Lefty-righty matchups.
Yeah.
All right, so win is first.
I would have a Rosarena second.
I'm good with that.
I like that.
I like him there.
Who you got in the 3-hole?
What about Garcia?
That's what I was thinking.
And then
Is that three righties
O'Neal.
right off the bat?
You know what? It doesn't matter when you guys can hit.
Okay.
O'Neal clean up.
We probably needed to platoon these guys.
No,
Or
not
not
my
on 5?
team. Not this team. I told you we don't even have coaches.
Oh, you got Wilson Contreras.
Oh, yeah.
Wilson 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Arenado 6.
Yep.
Goldie 7.
We need some lefties
got
in
an
this
8.
lineup.
Yeah, this is nothing but righties.
Lefties
Eight
when
can
you
be
hit the ball.
We need some lefties.
8 is Edmund, and then Siani. There's
you
your
go.
there's your lefty.
There's your lefty.
And Edmund switch hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got 2 lefties.
I don't know if Siani's in this lineup for me.
Okay.
Who else you put
Who
in
are you
there?
putting in there?
Well, you could have.
You just begged
wants
for a
Bader.
lefty.
Could
Now you
have
got the only
Fine,
lefty.
that's fine.
You could have O'Neal, Garcia, or Rosarena out in the outfield too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's fine.
you can do that.
Then who you
great,
gonna
though.
who you gonna put in? Marshy wants a lefty. He needs.
I'm just saying you probably need another lefty in the lineup. Who that is,
Well, you got some
personally-
guys off the bench here. You got
that's
Burleson.
fair.
You got
We could
Burleson.
have Gorman and
You got
Burleson.
Burleson off the
Okay.
bench. You got Gorman off the bench.
I like it.
You can mix and matchy. You know.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
This is-
Anthony, read
this
the
is-
lineup for us, please.
All right. Mason Wynn leading off, playing shortstop. Randy Rosarena hitting second, and he's your DH. Adolis Garcia is in right field, and he's hitting third. Tyler O'Neill is your cleanup, and he's in left. Wilson Contreras is behind the dish. He's hitting fifth. Nolan Arenado is hitting sixth, playing third. Paul Goldschmidt is playing first and hitting seventh. Tommy Edman is hitting eighth, and he's your second baseman. And for now, Michael Siani can be your center fielder, hitting ninth.
We also forgot about Lane Thomas.
Yeah, Lane Thomas.
He could be a bench.
Or he could be center field, too.
He could. I mean, if you want to go a little defense, Siani, great.
Guys, that lineup is scary.
That makes me so sad. The pitching staff is unbelievable. When everybody's
Where is
healthy.
the automatic outs in this lineup? For a pitcher.
Besides Goldschmidt?
Oh, no. He's in the
batting
month of
seventh.
September,
It's okay.
Goldie.
Oh, month of Hold on.
Yeah, what type of players are we using? Like, are we taking 2020 playoff Randy Arozarena?
Well,
Because,
I guess, yeah.
He's still, like, if you look at his numbers, he's not
That's true,
what
like
he
now,
used to be.
But he's certainly better than what you got. I agree. He's not the same player.
Yeah.
And Garcia, for that matter, is not.
He's not either.
All right, we stink now. Marsh is right. We suck again.
Oh, no.
Damn it. The pitching, though. The
This
pitching
lineup
is going to be
doesn't
good.
suck.
The pitching's
Who
going to be
said
great.
this lineup sucks?
Marshy did.
I never said that.
He said this lineup...
It's crapola.
to use an Anthony Stalter term, yes.
I didn't say that.
Crapola.
I didn't
This
say that.
lineup is a World Series contender.
Oh, stop it.
How do you...
What?
How do you... Like, who's better than that?
Probably the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Braves,
No, hang on, Marshy. No, hang on.
the Yankees, the
No.
Orioles, the Padres.
Yeah.
No, you've got Mason Wynn, who probably could have been an all-star.
For sure.
Okay? Arozarena has been an all-star.
He has been an all-star. That's the key
Garcia,
word,
all-star.
has.
O'Neill,
Has.
all-star.
Let's
Contreras,
see here.
all-star. Arenado, all-star. Goldie, all-star. Tommy Edman, not yet. Ciani, not yet. You had a lineup full of all-stars.
Randy Arozarena this season. Let's just check out the old WRC Plus.
Very average.
113.
Okay, maybe he's not.
I mean, on the Cardinals, he's probably your best hitter in ever, Bob. You know, that's a 113. Over the two teams. Let's see here.
Oh, you know who we could have in our rotation? Michael Wacha.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
He's having a pretty good year.
I'd be okay with that.
I think with the Arozarena thing, like, you could make the argument he's not as good as he once was, but when you could have had him and the Cardinals were competitive, that's when you really needed him.
He's still better than what you have.
Garcia's got an 87 WRC Plus.
I think he's our bat.
Get him out.
22 home runs, so we can move him. We can move him down in the order. I had him at third. We can move him down.
Or a bench, or a bat off the bench. Who cares?
Yeah,
I like the lineup, fellas.
I like the rotation.
Contrary to what Marshy says,
Yeah, whatever.
Marshy might be slightly inebriated right now.
I mean, you could go Gallen, Alcantara, Gray, then Flaherty your fourth.
You won't even need to hit.
See?
You won't even need to hit. Maybe
Now
I'm
he's
wrong.
on board. He's being sarcastic,
go.
but you know what? We got him, guys.
You know who else didn't need to hit? The Seattle Mariners.
That's
when
right.
Logan Gilbert was on the mound.
Yeah. Oh, Pedro Paz.
Oh, wait.
Add him. Add Pedro Paz. I like where you're going with that, Mark.
I don't want that guy. I don't.
We do. You do want Pedro.
Hey, would you rather?
No, I don't. It's called business, Carey.
Would you rather have Pedro Paz and Ivan Herrera over Andrew Kisner?
Oh,
No, Kiz Daddy threw a couple of guys out.
Yeah.
and he was actually hitting.
And he was
For
the
the
leader
first
in that
time.
locker room. Just ask the players.
I mean, they wanted him to catch every day.
He was the captain.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was equal parts sad and kind of fun. Biggest question of the day is next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals pick up a victory today over the Cincinnati Reds, a 6-1 winner at Busch Stadium. If you missed any of our conversations regarding your St. Louis Cardinals, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have Thursday night football for you tonight as the Dolphins take on the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen 6-0 in Thursday night football games, and the Bills are a 2.5 point underdog tonight. We'll see how things shake out in Miami. Pregame for that starts at 6:30. We have our biggest question of the day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Andrew Marsh with the biggest question of the day.
All right, gentlemen, Thursday night football tonight. Let's take a look and see what we have. It is the Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. Do you have any concerns about Miami's offense following a slow start? And can Buffalo win the way they did in week one? Or are you, a.k.a. Carey, still not a believer?
I think Miami, they had a slow start. I think some of the pregame things that took place might have impacted them. I expect them to come out and be rolling on Thursday night football. Still early in the season, still warm, I'm sure, down in South Beach. So I think Miami will have a good game tonight. I think Tyreek will do what Tyreek does. Raheem Mostert is out, so Devon Achane, hopefully he's in and has.
He's got an ankle injury.
Yeah,
too.
so but Jeff Wilson ran the ball really well last week, so I think they'll be okay offensively. And, I've said this time and time again, Josh Allen at some point forgets what color uniform he wears and either hands the ball over or throws the ball over to the other team. Mm-hmm. So I would assume that that's going to happen at least once or twice tonight.
Damn.
Yeah, it just happens that way.
Yeah. I picked the Dolphins as well. The reports, reading some of the stuff from the reporters in Miami and whatnot, coming from teammates and team officials, coaches, say that Tua is taking another step this year. They said that there's another level for him. He's a bigger voice in the locker room. They had referenced, I guess, the halftime speech he gave the team in week one. Even Tyreek Hill said, yeah, this is a whole different Tua. To me, that means the young man's finally confident in the NFL, because for all his doubters, it's tough. Even though he looked confident before, you still hear the noise, right? Yeah. I think after last year, Tua in the contract.
I was going to say after a couple weeks ago.
That helps, right? I think now the confidence is there, and the team can feel that. You feed off that. And they got a lot of weapons out there, and I just think that they're a very well-coached football team overall. I got the Dolphins. I think the Bills are okay. Josh Allen is, we used to call these players like a ticking time bomb. You don't ever know when the bomb's going to go off, but it will go off at some point during the game. Now, it could go off and cost you nothing, or it could go off and cost you a touchdown.
Yeah.
And so I just, I think the Bills are fine, but I got the Dolphins.
So I got the Dolphins too, but I like both teams. I like both teams.
Yeah, I did.
The Dolphins?
I did. I took the Dolphins, yeah.
What's wrong with that?
He loves Josh Allen.
I do, yeah.
He loves him so much he thought Brian Dable was still his coach.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I got confused. I do love Josh Allen's a legit franchise quarterback. I don't think there's any debate to that. When I rewatched that Dolphins-Jaguars game, I had forgot that the Jaguars hired Ryan Nielsen to be their defensive coordinator. I'm familiar with Ryan Nielsen because of his work last year with Atlanta. Mm-hmm. His defense is actually pretty underrated, and I think the way that he forced Miami just to stay short in the first half, it really slowed down what Miami was doing. I actually give more credit to the Jaguars' defense in the first half than I take away from Miami's offense. I have no issues. I don't think there's going to be any problems with the Dolphins' offense this year. Yeah. And then once you saw Tua start to spread things out a little bit more, his accuracy is off the charts. It always has been. He doesn't have the strongest arm, but he can get it to where it needs to go. And then when you got Tyreek Hill, I mean, he tight-roped the one off the sidelines. Most players, that's a big gain if they catch the ball, but there's two defenders in his hip pocket. Instead, he tight-roped the sideline and then ran away from the two defenders like they were stuck in quicksand. I like Tua's game the more it wore on last week. It's kind of short, opened things up. He started to be more mobile, started to attack the middle of the field, got a couple of sideline throws, and then his confidence grew. I think Miami is fine. Devon Achane's injury, I think, is interesting to kind of watch, but he's a home run threat too. Mm-hmm. So I like the Dolphins tonight. I think Vic Fangio's defense too looked pretty good last week against Jacksonville. But I think this one comes down to the wire. I'm not writing the Bills off.
That's a good team.
They've handled Miami.
It's a good team
in years past.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just not until I think Josh Allen has an immense amount of talent. I think he's top tier quarterback, one of them. But the fact that he turns the ball over, as he is a turnover machine, and that as an offensive player and as a coach drives me mad.
Sure.
Because take care of the football. That's the number one rule we have as an offensive player. Take care of the ball. Don't give the opportunity to the opposing defense. Don't throw it to him. Don't hand it to him. Don't fumble it. He doesn't take care of the ball enough, in my opinion. And I think I believe it will show up again today at some point.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills tonight. I mentioned it in the SportsCenter update a few times. Josh Allen 6-0 in Thursday night football games, and then we mentioned the statistic earlier about Tua's record against the Bills. Mm-hmm. It's not good. So I'm going to rely on the statistics tonight and take the Buffalo Bills tonight.
All right, there you go. Should be a fun game. We got the game right here on 101 ESPN. Bills-Dolphins pregame starting at 6:30. Kickoff is at 7:15. And again, you can listen to all of the action on 101 ESPN. Don't forget, next Wednesday, we've got our salute to our nation's military for service members, their families, anyone currently on base at Scott Air Force Base. You can join us, the Fast Lane, for the annual Military Appreciation Live broadcast next Wednesday, September 18th from 2 to 6. If you're on base, please stop by, say hello. We're usually inside the exchange. You can stop by. We'd love to have you. Love to shake your hand and tell you how much we appreciate you and everything that you do for our country. Again, that's next Wednesday, 2 to 6 from Scott Air Force Base. It's all brought to you by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation, CarStar, and Budweiser. We have Bet the Board, 3 stars of the day, criticisms, compliments coming for you next year in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com, your 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Devon Achane officially active for tonight.
Oh, that's huge.
He is active.
That's
for
big
tonight.
for neighbors Dave,
who is playing Bury the Bodies this weekend.
Yes.
So it's a big fantasy matchup between Marsh and Jamie and I. So, okay. So you got Devon Achane tonight there, kid?
Yeah, he's in my lineup, so
We're
good
playing
news.
Marshy?
We're playing Marshy.
Oh, you just keep your head up over there, kid.
Let's see if we have anybody going tonight for Bury the Bodies. I don't think we do. Searching. No.
You guys should keep Puka Nakua in there. I heard he's available.
You know what? Know what you're doing right now?
What?
And I don't like it.
Just, you know what, Anthony? Just, we're better than that,
Yeah,
okay?
You're right.
I shouldn't have even said anything. I don't know if you would have changed it.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Dems are fighting words.
That's the eye of the tiger right there.
You know who I think is going to have a big night tonight? Jeff Wilson Jr.
Well, that's funny because he's on my team.
On your bench, probably.
Yeah, we'll see.
Probably.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Bet the board. Jamie and I decided to fade the Cardinals out of spite last night. Did not work out. Jamie,
Cardinal thing.
Jamie had the Reds.
They never do the right thing.
No, you're right. Jamie had the Reds. I had the Reds team total over. We both lost. I don't know how you guys did.
Oh, I won.
Oh, look at you.
I did.
Boy, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't here yesterday, so I couldn't. A couple of days ago, my pick is usually Juan Soto 1.5 hits, runs, RBI, but Andrew Marsh jumped in and took him from me, right?
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you, Marshy?
Well, it didn't work out at all, actually.
Oh.
Did Caitlin Clark hit her triple?
She did not. She had 1 3-pointer.
That's it?
1 for 10.
Yeah, they took on a good team,
1
though.
for 10?
They played Las
She's
Vegas.
washed.
Holy smokes. Did Asia Wilson?
She
shut
went
it down?
off. Yeah.
That makes sense. Anyways.
All right. I had to pick Marcell Ozuna because he took my guy.
Yeah, I did you a
And
favor.
Then I looked up, it was 12-0 Atlanta. I was like, thank you.
You should be thanking me.
Thank you.
You should be kissing my ass. All right. What? Seriously, half-baked?
Of course I have. I didn't know why you stopped looking at me.
You gave me a look. Looked right at you. Stared right into your eyes.
I was like, are you asking me?
Anyways, Marsh, what's the latest standings?
Carey and I are tied at 5 right now.
Oh.
Jamie, you have 1 point.
Ice, baby.
Anthony, you have 3.
Man. Okay.
Not terrible.
I'm going to have to put together a 20-team parlay.
Did you see Jacob, your teammate this month? He goes, Jamie, you're gonna really have to pick it up, man. Where's that 10-team parlay?
Oh man.
All right. Well, I don't know. You guys decide who goes first.
Well,
You want me to go first?
Not really.
I don't think we'll have the same pick. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me 1 interception for Josh Allen tonight.
Oh my goodness, that was great.
0.5 interceptions. I still think the Bills will win, but Josh Allen, as Carey said in the last segment, is prone to turn the ball over, and I think he will tonight.
All right.
Is that turnover or interception?
Interception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me Jose Ramirez, 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Minus 120.
All right.
Hey, it's working for me.
Let me get the latest here. Jamie, if you want to go, if you have one, I just got to get
I have
check
one.
the
I don't
odds
think
here.
you'll take it.
No, go ahead.
Milwaukee plays the Giants tonight. I got the Brewers on the money line, minus 130.
Good call on that. They crushed Hayden Birdsong the last time they played.
Yep.
All right, so I just needed to check to see if the odds were updated, and they are. I'm going to take Tyreek Hill, longest reception, over 28.5 yards.
Oh, it's a good play.
Thank you.
It is a good play.
At minus 110. Tyreek Hill over 28.5 yards for his longest reception.
I like it.
It's like a layup.
Let's hope.
Oh, no.
Oh, you'll get it for sure.
Oh, no. What are you doing?
Do you remember the last
That's
time
like
I
an
said
open
something
net.
like that? Anthony, you remember. I said, this is pretty easy.
Gary, back when we were doing Fade or Follow, we were on a tear. Like, First contestant we had, what do we do, like 5, 6 in a row, Jamie?
It was good, yeah.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
It was the record at the time. I think it was like 4 or 5.
It was like, something
Marsh, in our pre-show meeting, he goes, guys, we've got to do something about Fade or Follow. This is way too easy. We've got to make it like more challenging.
We're like,
right away, we're like, what are you doing?
I think that listener lost.
We lost like that night. That night.
You can't.
Because the gambling gods go, oh, really?
They woke up.
Do you think this is...
They're like the Undertaker.
He didn't have to follow us. He didn't have to follow us at all.
Marsh, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what he chose.
Yeah.
He was done. As soon as those words left your mouth, that guy was done.
You're right. I actually do think that play that you had, Anthony, is a layup.
See?
No, I don't like this. I don't like this.
Hey, I don't care what they say. I think that's an easy bet. You'll win it for sure.
You should take the under, actually.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Criticisms and compliments.
Yeah, great text here from the 636. The Fast Lane is the only show with the Stones to talk about the great airport wars of 1775. The Battle of Midway and O'Hare tore this country apart. We lost a lot of good pilots. If not for the bravery of Captains Orville and Wilbur Wright, we might have lost it all.
Well done. Wow, that was
fantastic.
That
We don't have text of the day, but right there, that's
Holy
good.
smokes.
That was really good.
I've laughed too much today. Got a headache.
From the 314, I lost on Fade or Follow because of BT. He tricked me with his look over here stuff.
That is true.
Good old BT.
Look over here. Look over here. We did get a question from the 314. What television channel is the game on tonight? Love the show.
Peacock.
It's a Peacock.
Yeah.
No, it's Amazon.
Amazon,
Yeah,
excuse me.
Amazon TV.
Peacock was
Prime
Central Michigan.
Illinois, ILL, Central Michigan.
My bad. Yeah.
The playoffs.
It's on Amazon Prime.
The NFL playoffs are on Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Buy that then. If
All right, you
don't
guys
have
know I'd download that, get a head start on it.
Yeah.
it. Right now.
Like right now.
Yeah, you can watch the Illini this weekend if you have it.
On Peacock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good game.
It will be.
Proud.
Okay. You ready for 3 stars of the day?
Why not? Yeah.
Okay, so our 3rd star of the day is going to go out to department stores. It doesn't matter which department store you are. You're getting a star today.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just all of them?
Value.
why not?
Not as much value. You know, some more than others.
Yeah,
some
sure.
cost more.
Yeah.
But you can still get great stuff at other places as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sometimes people say the same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could be a controversial star. Some would say it should be the 1st star. However, we did just get a great text about the airport wars of 1775, and the 2nd star of the day goes out to Lexington and O'Hare.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very true.
Midway, O'Hare, Lexington.
So you're probably wondering, who's the 1st star of the day? Well, gentlemen, that would go out to the 678.
Yes. Thank you. Yep.
And his love for Kirk Cousins.
Oh, man, he's so angry.
Somebody's got to hold these guys accountable.
And it will be you.
And it will be the 6-1.
No,
6-7.
6-7-8.
It'll take me a second. You know that.
You and the
Orange
6-1
green.
hate should get together and compare notes.
Absolutely, yeah.
You might.
I don't think we need to, though, because basically just rip your favorite team to no end.
Unless they win a championship.
And then you can celebrate for like 7 minutes, and then you got to move on.
No laughing, too.
Yeah. And
No
say,
laughing.
And say, there's no
It's not
way
a
they'll
laughing
do this
matter.
again. I know them. Yeah.
Yeah. Until they do it again.
Until they do it again. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have to worry about that with the Falcons.
No, probably not.
No. All right. We appreciate everybody listening. Don't forget, we got Dills.
Dillards?
We got the Dolphins and the Bills. Pre-game at 6:30. Kickoff at 7:15. I'm an idiot. Andrew for Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. See ya.